Okay.
Interesting.
Morning teams, can we get you to the player entrance area please for introductions? All 4 teams for the first round into the player entrance for introductions.
Yeah, it
please.
does.
Okay.
Welcome to IoT Stadium Southland, morning 3, Schick 3x3 Cup. We've had 2 big days, but to be honest, the tournament really starts now. Last round robin for each of these teams with the who have
Okay, cool. Just keep us updated. No, we'll hold the games up. That's fine.
I'm just going to tell them that they can go.
They won't know any different. They won't know we're not on air.
Anyone can win it from anywhere. Theoretically, 8th place in your pool, you've still got a chance to win the Schick 3x3 Cup. Come Saturday night. How good. So we'll be able to start picking up some of the destinations out there. By contrast, in the women's game, the Whai had a 2 halves, and 3-0 on the opening day, and then went 0-3 yesterday. Short, unfortunately, out this morning until on the beach. With a bit of a leg injury, so we'll hopefully see her in the post-section play. This morning, so it's going to the 2 person is off, 3-3, taking on 3, 6, 4, and 2 thus far.
Hello and welcome to ILT Stadium, Southland. It is day 3 of the 2022 Schick 3x3 Cup. Great to have you with us. Justin Nelson and Casey Frank with you this morning. It is the last round of pool play before we get into the start of the playoffs a little bit later on in this session. Casey, it's been 2 big days so far, and now we start to eke our way towards the business end, the Whai and the Breeze about to come up in front of us here on Court 2.
Yeah, it's a big day. This is a moving day, essentially, with all the teams jockeying for that finals position. We're going to do crossovers this afternoon, but this is your last chance to improve your medal without everything on the line.
So we're just about to get underway here between the Whai and the Breeze. The Whai with a 3-3 record to date. The Breeze 4-2. This is their last pool game as they jockey for positions ahead of those all-important crossovers. And we'll talk to you more about those shortly as Dom McBride, in the end, passing to Honey Cooney. A little bit of miscommunication there. Very
talented Whai team. Obviously some To'ihi talent on this squad, but I have been extremely impressed by this young Breeze squad made up of Westlake girls players who have come here and at times been really dominant with their scoring. Mackenzie Chatfield has been an absolute gun, and there she goes with a shot there that was unfortunately good, but that's a rarity.
Missy Nuku was the big story for the Whai yesterday. The Whai went 3-0 on day 1, lost all 3 yesterday with Missy Nuku sitting with a knee injury, although just looking towards the substitution area here on Court 2, Missy Nuku is there and without a bandage on that left knee. So perhaps she will be right to go and come back into the action today. And based on what we saw yesterday, Casey, with the Whai, they desperately need that 4th player. So important in 3x3 that you can have those rotations. You
got to get a sub. There's just a lot of quick decisions being made, especially now in day 3. Everybody's played 12 games, or 6 games up to this point. So the fatigue will start to set in, especially in the latter half of the day, as these two teams are yet to open up the scoring after a minute of play.
Yeah, they've had a couple of looks each. In fact, there is the opening score, Amy Lee Pateman, who found some touch yesterday from long range and has started off that way this morning. Great pass inside from Cooney to Asui, and both teams now on the board in this early game here on day 3 at the Schick Cup.
Yeah, I was talking to players. I was trying to get their opinion on which game is the worst one to get, the first of the day or the last of the day.
Good question. Very, very good question. Dom McBride lands a big blow from downtown. Pateman looking again, and that's 2 in a row from Amy Lee Pateman.
I really like the mindset of Amy Lee Pateman. Obviously, Dom McBride's a gun. She's a professional player, has played at a high level. But Amy Lee Pateman's just trying to follow that path, and her scoring ability is shooting the basketball. She has found some real form at times, and when she hits a couple like she has already, there's a good likelihood she's going to get a couple or more.
Casey, the talk around the breakfast table this morning at the accommodation where the players are staying, and when you consider players and commentary crew and all of our team behind the scenes, all up more than 150 people down here for this event just to be involved in it. And certainly the talk this morning was that eye on the crossover as the playoffs begin. The teams are starting to look at what's coming up.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out now as we see a brilliant pass from Chatfield to Pateman for that bucket before the McBride reverse. But the first couple of days, it's a lot of feeling out. It's testing each other, seeing how we're going to get going, and now it's starting to get to business time.
So early stages in this one, Breeze up by 1. They're looking for their 5th win in pool play. The FIBA looking for their 4th.
And how about Pateman with all 5 points for the Breeze early?
There's Cooney firing away to Asui, launching over the top of Chatfield. Here is Chatfield in the corner. Great up fake drive to the basket against McBride in the end, and a fantastic score there.
Brilliantly quick first step on the young player, and she's got a real knowledge of where she needs to get on the court to get to her spot to make her a successful scoring opportunity.
They lead by 2. Amy Lee Pateman, who has been on fire so far in this game, came up short on that occasion. Still no Missy Nuku. You can see her just sitting in the distance there on the sidelines for the FIBA, and maybe the plan is to hold back and prepare for those all-important crossover games later today. They do start in this session, by the way, so we're going to move out of pool play very, very shortly. And no doubt, Casey, as we saw in 2020 here at the Schick Cup, it goes to the next level once they start playing for those all-important finals positions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about 1:45 p.m. The crossovers begin this afternoon, and before that, we're still in the pool play, so not yet do or die, but that will be coming shortly.
And for our viewers, maybe just a chance to explain how those first crossovers work, because everybody does go through to that first round.
You're going to have to take that one on, Justin. That is that might as well be calculus. Talking to me, trying to get that one out of me.
So you've been focusing.
I've still got a player's mindset.
I love it.
A coach will let me know about all that kind of stuff.
The way you looked at me halfway through that question, I thought, oh, hang on, this is going to come straight back at me. So the way the playoffs work, ladies and gentlemen, is there's 16 teams in the men, 16 teams in the women. They're in 2 pools of 8 through their pool play within their own pool. Of course, they play 7 games amongst those 8 teams in each pool. They end up winding up in positions of 1 through to 8, and then they get the crossover of pools. So 1v8 in Pool A, Pool B, 2v7, and so on and so on and so on. You now get the drift,
At which point it becomes do or die.
Correct.
Win or get classified into the 9th place games, as it were.
Correct. Yep, the winners go through to the top 8 for the next round, the losers to the bottom 8 for the next round. Breeze leading this one by 1. Coming up after this, we're back into the men's side of the competition. The Mid-City Magic taking on Tavake Pacifica. Here's Rebecca Moores trying to go to work inside on Cooney. Cooney giving away some height, got the rebound, but then gave it back to Moores, and she'll restart for the Breeze. Here's Chatfield for the long 2.
She sets herself up so well on the catch, gets squared up and has that ball in shooting position immediately. What a quick release for a young player.
Good hands again from Chatfield. Great pass to Izzy Pugh. And how about the block from Dom McBride?
Well, she closed a lot of space there on the turnover and is excited after getting that block, as you should be. Nice pass by Chatfield after the steal. Lovely vision. But Dom McBride closes that door as quickly as it opened.
One of the great things about the Schick Cup and the 2 courts in action, of course, all the coverage across 2 channels on Sky Sport every day and night. Currently on Sky Sport 1. The FIBA men are taking on the Wellington Saints. Here's Mackenzie Chatfield, though, for the Breeze.
Moores can't quite chase down that rebound, so back to the FIBA, looking to get something going as the Breeze are starting to pull away.
To Asui on the dribble around Izzy Pugh, finishes off the glass for 1, and that closes that gap back to 3.
I like it when teams get down a little bit, but don't start depending on flinging up the 2-pointer. You got to keep looking for the ones. Unless you could shoot like
that. Wow.
Letting it fly. It was all Pateman early, but Mackenzie Chatfield has now taken over the scoring duties. An excellent defense in the post. Look at that. She's given up, what should we say there, about 9-10 inches? And able to jump up and flip it out of the hands of Don McBride. And the Phi need a timeout. They feel it.
Well, it's like me standing next to you doing the 3x3 highlight show every day. Well, this quick break might give us a chance to have a quick look at the tables in the competitions after 2 days. We'll see if we can bring those up for you very, very quickly to bring you up to speed with how the teams sit after the opening 2 days of action. There we go. Men's Pool A, the Phi and the Nuggets leading the way. Here's what's happening in Pool B in the men's competition. The Rams, the only unbeaten team, Tavake Pacifica. We're going to have a look at them shortly. The women, Pool A, Gold Rush, flying high at the moment. And women's Pool B, the Kahu, the only unbeaten team in the women's competition. So that's how they were all standing coming in to this final round of pool games here this morning, Casey.
Yeah, and there's a good question, thought process around that. Do you want to get a loss in pool play just so you feel like it's like, or do you want to go in blemished and just feel like you're undefeated going through? A lot of decision-making coming into the final day before the action starts this afternoon.
And yesterday when we had a quick look at the men's competition, Casey, if those two pools stay the way that they are, in the first round of playoff action, the crossover action, the Rams will be up against the Hawks.
And that would be quite a matchup. I've had a few conversations with Jared Kenny as we see Don McBride let that double fly, and they close the gap to 3 against the breeze. And Jared Kenny is saying, I'm kind of easing my way into this one. I haven't really been training at full speed. I'm looking towards the end of my basketball career, and so he's had to get his body up to speed as a late replacement into the squad.
Mind you, they've still got a chance to move up that ladder, so anything can change here this morning. I'm pretty sure I did see a Jared Kenny goose step out on court yesterday as well from the 36-year-old. There's Izzy Pugh finishing off the glass. Don McBride fires away from the corner.
Pugh has really good on-ball timing with those guards, Chatfield and Pateman, and she uses it exceedingly well.
Rolls well to the basket, doesn't she? Here's Pateman from distance.
Was that tipped? I thought that might have been blocked, but no, Don McBride just challenged it really well. Excellent defender, Don McBride. I think that's where her big skill set is in the 3x3 game. Her ability to be a multi-positional defender. She can go down low with the post players. She can also go out on the perimeter and has the foot speed to stay in front of the guards.
And of course, she came to New Zealand to play in the inaugural Ta'ihi Basketball Aotearoa competition. And the Phi were lucky enough for her to stick around here for the Schick Cup. Yes. Never played 3x3 before.
Well, she's been finishing her rehab, but she unfortunately had a tough injury that took a long time to get over. Her rehab recently finished, and just before she departs our shores for her next endeavor, she took part in the 3x3, as we see a nice finish there by Rebecca Moores.
Here's Honey Cooney on the dribble. Speaking of Don McBride, she fires away right beside that Schick logo on the court, and now she'll get an opportunity from in front of the TAB logo, and she drops another 2. Things are tightening up here. Breeze out by 3.
Yeah, second time lucky as a shooter. You love to have that second opportunity as Mackenzie Chatfield gets fouled there as Honey Cooney got a little too aggressive reaching in. We see the drive and on the spin move going for the shot, smack of the arm, turnover. And when you get that lost ball is really when the officials are forced to blow the whistle.
Here's Chatfield in action yet again.
Just enough defense by Cooney there to affect the shot and force the miss.
McBride on the left, spinning back to the basket. Draws the foul. She's off to the Sky Sport stripe.
Yeah, this is a point of the game where I'd like to see Don McBride take over. The Breeze are a great story, but Don McBride's a professional basketball player. At this point in my career, if I'm Don McBride and you're putting high school kids on the court against me, it's winning time. I'm going to go ahead and take your lunch money and start putting the ball in the basket.
And if you've forgotten your lunch money, look out.
You got to pay the bill somehow.
Looking forward to tonight and especially all of the action tomorrow as we wind down towards crowning 2 national 3x3 champions here in New Zealand. Of course, those 2 finals coming your way on Saturday night. Can't wait for that. It'll be a lot of fun. And if there's one thing that the locals know how to do in Invercargill, Friday nights and Saturday nights, they come out and they party.
Most definitely here in the Shark Tank. I don't know if it gets does it keep the Shark Tank moniker if the Sharks aren't playing? I guess they're always swimming around somewhere, but they are certainly a vociferous crowd when they show up in support of their home team. And both Sharks representations, of course, it's the Storm on the women's side, have acquitted themselves really well.
3 points in this one at the moment. Just over 2 minutes of play remaining. It might be a game that goes the full distance of the 10 minutes, of course. The winner is the team leading after 10 or the first team to 21. Might even get an overtime game. We saw a few of those here on Court 2 in the opening session yesterday. In fact, 3 overtime games in a run of 4 was quite amazing.
Yeah, it was a really impressive time to be tuning in on Sky Sport and catch some exciting finishing action. As much as Don McBride lets that double go, and now the Fire are only down 1. We love the overtimes. I don't know if the players are excited about them. You get to the end of the 10 minutes, and you're like, oh, more basketball. This is a lot to be played as we take another look at that defensive play. Ends up being a foul by Tuisui. 2 minutes left. Let's see if the defensive pressure going to be picked up by the Fire on this young Breeze squad.
Here's Pugh inside to Moores. The tall timber going to work for the Breeze. That's a tough shot on the turnaround. Kept alive, though. Izzy Pugh will finish at the glass. Great work.
Oh, I love what Mackenzie Chatfield there. Such awareness of the shot clock as we see great defense on the baseline, but Don McBride overcomes it.
Quickly back out. Transition basketball here in 3x3. Chatfield misses the first. She goes again inside now. Hands it off. Another good pass looking for the run of Rebecca Moores, who's held up.
I've been really impressed with Mackenzie Chatfield's scoring ability these first couple of days, but in this game, she's shown a real aplomb to be a passer, really leading her teammates well on the cuts and delivering it in the right spot for scoring.
Izzy Pugh runs into Blue Tuisui. Just under 90 seconds of play remaining in this opening game on day 3. McBride to the corner. Tuisui steps back. Now she's held up with Moores approaching. Into that short corner jumper. McBride comes up short. A chance now for the Breeze.
Izzy Pugh had a look inside, but did well to get out and avoid the 3-second call.
Here's Moores held up. Shot nearly dropped. She will pay a visit to the Sky Sports stripe, though. Here's the Schick replay.
And you take a look at the footwork in there. She knows she's got that height advantage on Coombs, so she comes in, goes to that left hand, nice drop step, taking advantage of her physical gifts to earn this trip to the Sky Sports stripe.
Tight one first up, just a point in it. It becomes 2, and in fact, 7th team foul for the Whai. That's why we've got 2 shots here. Breeze lead by 2.
And this is the one, if you can hit this shot, it's going to be tough to make up in the last minute of play, and she does. Ice water in the veins.
Got to go quickly here. Don McBride on target. Wasn't far away. We had a great line of sight on that one.
Had a really good look at it. Mackenzie Chatfield comes back quickly. And now the Fire in a bit of rush mode as they're trying to make up this 3-point deficit in 45 seconds.
And of course, they're going again with just the 3 players. Missy Nuku on the sidelines with that knee injury. McBride misses inside the last 40 seconds now. Breeze looking to close it out. Amy Lee Pateman.
What a performance by Amy Lee Pateman. Started off with the 2 doubles and finishes up with another, putting this game nearly out of reach.
This young, talented Harbour Breeze team, one to watch as we head towards playoffs. McBride can't convert. Pateman after it again. They're going to get the win here. Chatfield knows the time is on their side. She turns back to the basket and absolutely nails it.
What a performance by this young squad, led by Pateman and Chatfield in the scoring department, but an overall effort once again is rewarded with a victory for the Harbour Breeze, and Don McBride slams the ball down in disappointment, as this is a game that the Whai certainly would have felt confident going in, but sometimes it's that confidence that can kill you.
So there it is. The Breeze get their last win in the pool games. They move to a 5-2 record. The Whai 3-4. We'll see where they finish ahead of those crossovers. They get the win 19-13. Stick with us. Coming up on the other side of the break, we're back into the men's competition. The Mid-City Magic about to play Tavake Pacifica.
67, Paf, Momosio, and 91, Benji. got just 1 game left in full play. The Hoiho have 2 games left. So they will play this one here on court, the Queens, and also take on the Southland Storm to finish off full play in the final round just after 1 o'clock. Hoiho gets things started for the Hoiho.
Stints all the way through. Welcome back to the Schick Cup. Great to have you with us here at ILT Stadium, Southland. Morning number 3 as the games keep rolling on. 176 games across 4 days and nights here at the Schick Cup. And we're back into the men's competition. The Magic up against Pacifica. Casey Frank been really impressed with the Mid-City Magic.
They've played well, especially for a team that is comprised of Sal's NBL players, but guys who didn't make that Otago Nugget squad, as we see a really nice set play, which the Mid-City Magic use every game, and every game start off 1-0. Josh Aitchison, he's played fantastically, as has Reggie Rogers on both ends, but once again, 3x3, a fully team effort.
Paif Momosia getting after it early alongside Abadiah Paya for the Pacifica.
And Tavake Pacifica has been a great story. Unfortunately, the Winds haven't gone their way yet, but it's great to see the Pacific community represented here at the 3x3 championships. And good, they haven't gotten that win. They're hoping to squeeze one out in pool play before they get to the crossovers.
Aitchison with another point at the basket. If you were tuning into the coverage last night, really emotional time for Tavake Pacifica. First time that they've stepped up to the national level here in New Zealand, playing in the 3x3 competition. And they've got big dreams, Casey, for the future, 5-on-5 as well. But an historic moment with their women's team recording a first ever win for Tavake Pacifica. Siale capitalising there on the pass from Paya. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun. Got their first one and then got their second, which might have been more impressive as they beat a Dream squad loaded with To'ihi talent. So the men are now trying to get a little inspiration from the women's squad and catch some of that winning bug themselves.
Here's Thompson. He has been a player to watch here at the Schick Cup. Can't convert on the drive on that occasion. Roger does well to keep it alive to Josh Aitchison, who's been busy early in this one.
Well, he is always busy. If he's scoring the basketball, he's out there ball handling, setting up teammates as we see Benji Freeman check into the game. And once again, I will display my disappointment at his lack of hair follicles.
For those that followed Benji Freeman through the Sal's NBL season, of course, he was playing for the Taranaki Airs as Afu gets to the basket for Tavake. He did sport, I was going to say arguably, I don't think it's an argument whatsoever. He had the best mullet in the business in New Zealand hoops.
It was solid.
Early stages here, Magic lead at 4-2. Here's Sonny Afu going to work on Richie Roger. Roger called for the foul.
Nice aggressive drive there by Afu. Getting through into the paint, and Richie Roger, as he gets on the hip, just see that forearm get out. That's what he got pinged with. Would have got away if it was the body, but unfortunately the extended arm for him gets the foul.
I caught up with Richie Roger at the hotel this morning doing domestic duties. He was hustling back, having done all of his washing. He's a good man. Here he is, firing away. Yeah, the laundry room at the hotel has had a long, long queue over the last few nights.
It's like the water cooler in the office, coffee machine. That is where everybody's been hanging out.
It is the meeting point, isn't it?
Unfortunately, right outside my hotel room.
It is. It is. Good planning there from the NBL.
Actually, right outside Cat Jones's hotel room as we see Richie Rogers hit it, and I'm just next door, so I don't get quite the same level of enthusiasm and noise.
Siale ties it up for Tavake, but how about Richie Roger?
Well, you just got to respect his jumper so much. He was so impressive this year with the Taranaki Airs in the Sal's NBL with his ability to bide his time as the imports did a lot of the scoring, but he hit some big shots and he was hoping to do the same for the Mid-City Magic here.
And of course, spent some time internationally playing 3x3 as well during the season.
Yeah, I got to go to the Commonwealth Games with the unfortunate loss of Nico McCulloch to COVID. He was a late call-up, and I'm sure that was one of his great experiences in his basketball journey.
There's Thompson getting after
what a
it.
pass.
Missed the shot. Did well, didn't he? To try and flick it out to Sonny Afu in the corner.
Got caught in between players. Didn't know which teammate he wanted to go to, and neither teammate did a great job of moving the feet. A little bit of concrete early in the day 3 for that the boys might be stuck in.
Oh, great setup there from Josh Aitchison to Momosia.
Love those high elbow catches with cutters coming off. So many options. Defenders in this 3x3 game, there's so much space. If you don't get them early, you can get them late, but it also opens up opportunities for the drive. That is some of my favorite action that I've seen run this week.
You will see from a lot of the teams off a check ball when they restart from the Schick logo, they'll have 3 or 4 set plays and they'll call out a number and away they go. And if you can score quickly off a check ball, things really start to open up quickly, don't they?
There's Freeman getting fouled in the post, heads to the Sky Sports stripe for 1 attempt at the line and a chance to build this lead up to 5. As Tavake Pacifica struggling a little bit, finding the scoring touch. Would be a pretty opportune time to find their measure from deep in this one. And it's just a matter of time. Everybody's going to start hitting shots eventually. You just got to do it at the right time.
Coming up next here on Court 2 at the Schick Cup, back into the women's competition, the West Coast Rapids taking on the Otago Gold Rush. And the Gold Rush have been a team to watch. They
have been. They've been playing really, really well. As we see maybe a bit of a foul from behind, and Josh Aitchison can't get it.
Got the roll.
Sat on there. Good break for Pacifica there as we see a strong drive. Really good use of the quickness that Josh Aitchison has in this game. 2
courts in action here at the Schick Cup. 2 channels in action across Sky Sports. 63 hours of coverage here at the Schick Cup. Currently on Court 1, the Tokomanawa Queens are playing the Southern Hoiho. All of that action over on Sky Sport 1. Right here, though, the Magic lead this one 10-4. Josh Aitchison has been a big part of it offensively and defensively. He certainly has come to play on day 3.
He loves this format of the game, and I really do think this is a format that really bodes well for those players who are sort of caught in between positions. You know, like Josh Aitchison has some perimeter skills, has that enough size to play in the post as well as Tavake Pacifica runs out of time on the shot clock there. But you know, sometimes it can be tough to find your way to a premier position in 5-on-5, but it's much easier in the 3x3 game. Some of the players that you've enjoyed watching in the men's competition over the last couple of days, Casey? I mean, too numerous to count, really. There have been so many, but, you know, obviously Ethan Rusbatch has been a fantastic scorer at this level. Matt Bardsley with the Nuggets.
Been great.
He's been playing so well. What he's been doing defensively, offensively has been really impressive. You know, and then you get to some of the Sal's NBL talent that you might know about, like Don Kelman-Poto. He's been fantastic. Ty Wynyard. But really, every team's got a star or two that's you got to watch. Well, can I give you a young star who I think is on the rise in the 5-on-5 game, played with the Canterbury Rams during the Sal's NBL season, but have really loved his body of work here for the new team, the West Coast Rapids, Kaya Isaac. That is, he's been playing really well. And as a younger player, he's had to take on more of a leadership role in that West Coast Rapids team, and he's taken on more of a scoring threat. And it is he's got a teammate beside him, actually. He's doing pretty well. He does. He's actually one of the leading scorers out there. Ben Hall, he's, I think, the third leading scorer in the competition coming into today's action. So the pair of them have done well for a team that wasn't super heralded coming in, but have done some damage. Ciali there did a great job to keep the ball in play. Only got it as far as Josh Aitchison. Now with Richie Roger trying to land another 2-pointer from beyond the arc. Sonny Afu. The Tavake Pacifica's work rate stays high, but it's just the execution and the finishing of plays, especially on the offensive end, that has been a struggle at times. Heads up play there from Roger adds another point to the Mid-City Magic. They lead this one 12-4. Thompson fires away. And Pacifica, with this big deficit, starting to fall in love with the 2-pointers. Freeman makes that one count, but need to start getting a little bit more to the rim. Just got to see one drop through. That's all they're looking for. Margin of 10. Hewan Thompson fires away again. Oh, big block there by Richie Roger. And good transition play to spot up Josh Aitchison, who can't convert. Here's Ciali, hands it off to Thompson. Sonny Afu now gets on the step. Again, defensively runs in to Josh Aitchison.
got those long arms.
Got that off just in time. Big rebound by Siali. Can he get it up? Foul called on the floor.
Benji Freeman just reaching in around.
And not really one you need to be disappointed about. That's a good reset. Would have been a good scoring opportunity for Siali. Instead, check it up top with a reset shot clock. Just under 4 minutes to go in this one.
I don't think Freeman was too happy with that call. It was a fair love tap, though, wasn't it, on Siali?
Well, strong move.
Thompson.
I think that's going to be in the shooting motion.
And he comes into this competition. Here's the Schick replay. That was a strong move. Aitchison hanging on. Thompson with some good collegiate American experience.
Yeah, Keon Thompson, he's acquitted himself really well. He's got that physicality as a guard that can really displace defenders on the drive, as we see a beautiful finish by Paif Momosia.
And how good was it to see Paif Momosia, fantastic handoff there from Paia to Thompson, to see Momosia in a starting position for the Manawatu Jets during the Sal's NBL season. The young man just continues to get better and better every time we see him in action.
Yeah, he does. He's really improving his game as we see him let the double fly. Not what he's known for is Paif Momosia, but he went up to the Manawatu Jets to expand his game, and they put a big load on his shoulders. He was defending port guards. We see Thompson hit another two, and the scoring starting to come late for Pacifica. Unfortunately, it may be too late unless they can keep this hot streak going.
Here is Thompson on the drive, off the glass, can't finish.
Did all the work, couldn't get the result. And Aitchison is the beneficiary as he lets it fly from the corner.
This one may not go the distance for time. The Magic 4 points away from that Magic 21. Thompson now searching on the dribble, taking on Momosia. Runs out of time though.
And anytime that shot clock's low, you got the ball in hand. If you haven't seen it, you're really depending on your teammates, and especially those teammates on the bench. I'd like to see a little bit more vocality. Let's talk it up, guys. Of course, I'm not the one who's played for 2 games straight.
Here's Richie Roger.
Ooh, foul on the shot.
Abadia Paia catching the arm.
And that was a 2-pointer. So that will be 2 free throws. I believe he was behind the arc. Yeah, that is confirmed there.
At the Sky Sports stripe, here is Richie Roger, just confirming that it is 2. Really burst onto the scene at the 2020 NBL Showdown, didn't he? And he's continued to grow over the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's made the move up to Taranaki last year after some time with the Otago Nuggets. Was it the Otago Nuggets? The Showdown sometimes becomes a blur.
Won a championship.
Yeah, won a title with the Nuggets, because I didn't want to give him a title if he wasn't playing on. But he was part of a great franchise that played there. Jordan Atai and of course Jared Kenny leading the way, but he was instrumental defensively, and I think that's where he initially made his mark as a player, with his proficiency on that end. But his offensive game has really been improving over the last couple of years, and as I stated earlier in this one, the timeliness of the makes is, I think, is what impresses me most about his game. He's just unaffected by the moment.
And for those that did follow that Showdown competition in 2020, big shot there from Thompson. Of course, it was during COVID or early through COVID. It was the first ever sports hub anywhere in the world where all the players from all the teams went into a hotel literally for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I got to say, coming into that, I wasn't sure if that was the best idea.
Worked out for the best.
Good kids. We had good kids that year. It was fantastic to see.
And, of course, it all started with a player draft, about 500 names nominating for that draft. 84 players selected, and quite famously now, Matt Bardsley, who you spoke about before, what a pass that was from Thompson to Siali. Well. Matt Bardsley was pick 84, the final pick in that draft.
A valuable pick he has, as we see Paif Momosia finishing off with the double. Gets the win there. Fantastic performance by him. But yeah, Matt Bardsley started there, didn't have much of a reputation, but it is growing. Won a title with the Nuggets that year, won a title with the Nuggets this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I think all these titles for the Nuggets might be starting to breed a little bit of familiarity and contempt upon some of the other teams out there.
With a capital C, the Magic 5-2 through pool play. They will go in to the crossover playoffs as one of the teams to look out for. Tavake Pacifica without a win, 0-7. And the Magic, just keep an eye on them. They could cause a few upsets from here as we head towards that championship game on Saturday night. Benji Freeman, we've been talking about his lack of a mullet. He's got the clean looks here at the Schick Cup. He joins Nick Bewley.
Cheers, Justin here with Benji Freeman, Mid-City Magic. Good win for you guys. I was just mentioning off air, going for 22 points differential is going to be key, and you got the job done.
Yeah, a couple of the boys, they were doing all the mess and stuff yesterday, and they're saying we had to come in here and get a 22-point win. So, we went and did it, and it was pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Pool play's over. Now you got these crossover games. A new challenge awaits a team that you wouldn't have played, but exciting challenge nonetheless.
Yeah, 100%. First pool games have been pretty good. Like getting used to it and that, and just excited to go see these new teams and stuff. So yeah, it's good.
The continuity between you, all four guys, seems really good. You're not one-dimensional at all. You got the perimeter threat, inside threat. Must be pretty good out there.
Yeah, they're pretty good versus those lads. All pretty magical players and stuff. So they get the job done, and I don't really have to do too much, do I? So yeah, it's good.
Magical. See what you did there?
I did, mate. Up the magic.
Look forward to seeing you a bit later on. Cheers, Benji.
Cheers. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Nick. Winners are grinners. Mid-City Magic get another win. Rapids and the Gold Rush coming up. Casey, for our Mid-City Magic fans, can they win this thing?
Yeah, they can. I think with their ability to positionally a lot of switching in there, and we've seen great shooting. They've got 4 players can shoot. That's the great equalizer. They might struggle with some of the bigger talent, but they certainly have the ability.
Nick Bewley and Kat Jones coming into the commentary position after the break. The West Coast Rapids taking on the Otago Gold Rush right here at the 2022 Schick 3x3 Cup playoffs, starting very, very soon. Don't go away.
Welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland here in Invercargill. Change in the commentary box with Nick Bewley alongside Kat Jones for this one. Back to Women's Pool A action, and it's the red-hot Otago Gold Rush who are 5-1 thus far in pool action up against this young West Coast Rapids outfit, the Otago Gold Rush. Kat, let's mention Nicole Gleeson, a standout performer on day 2. And her perimeter shooting has been exceptional.
Yeah, I think 11 twos in yesterday's outing. So she's had a really great couple of days, and one to watch because she can get that shot up from anywhere.
There's the 2 lineups on screen. Macadie, she's been a real presence down low as well for Otago. Nicole Gleeson, Olivia O'Neill, Hannah Beattie. And for the West Coast Rapids, Kavana Lennick, Kate Herman, Millie Knight, and Ashlyn Reen. West Coast, a young team you know a fair bit about. Kat Jones, a lot of players in the Canterbury or mainland system. A lot of young players too who are getting great experience here at the Schick 3x3 Cup.
Yeah, for sure. Kiki Lene just come off a successful campaign with St Andrews College. Unlucky not to get the win in the final against Westlake Girls at Secondary Schools Nats, but she was outstanding in the final, had a double-double. Kate Herman, another development player with the Pauakai, a training player I should say. Millie Knight as well, a little bit of court time with the Pauakai this year, but we call her the hype man. She's awesome on the bench.
We're good to go in this one. Final pool game for both teams. Gold Rush looking to stay top. West Coast will start with possession. Reen Knight and Herman on court for them, and Ashton Reen lets it fly, unable to connect. Fair bit of noise on court one. Thrilling finish over there. Herman has it from the top and halfway down. Good rebound from Reen and bit of contact and an early trip to the Sky Sports stripe.
And Ashland's had a great season too. Just a young player, under 17, New Zealand rep, and plays for Rangiora High School in North Canterbury.
And hits from the Sky Sports stripe out with Otago. Strong drive from O'Neill. Doesn't get the roll. Reen with the rebound. To Millie Knight. Kate Herman, Lincoln University player. Lets it fly from the GJ Gardner. Can't connect. And back with Otago. And looks like West Coast have done their scout, shutting out on Gleeson and the perimeter. Here goes Herman, strong drive, tries to finish with the left, but didn't clear out by the looks. Seen a fair bit of that. Got to get, is it both feet or just at least 1 foot back over the 2-point line to start the offense?
Yep, I think you've got to lift that other foot if you only get 1 foot over, so referees have deemed that not cleared.
Nice spin move there from Olivia O'Neill. Doesn't fall, but gets her own rebound. There's Gleeson looking to create some space. Herman does well. Now Macaday's getting to work down low, his head down. 3 in the key.
What a character, Macadash. Got some moves out there on the floor if she gets a chance to show them. So always good for the game. Personalities.
Yeah, absolutely. Back out to Herman and connects from the Schick logo. Rapids out to an early 3-0 lead. Minute 20 gone in this one.
Goes Olivia O'Neill. Good hands there by Ashland.
I believe she's our youngest player at the competition. It was going to be young Bailey Flavel in the Harbour Breeze, but yeah, just 16, Ashton Reen.
And then we have Anna Bright as well from Mopunaki, but she's another young one, but still, I think Ash probably is the youngest one here.
So West Coast flipping the script thus far. 1-5 against the 5-1 Otago Gold Rush, and contact on
that drive, yeah.
Drive, so we'll stay with West Coast to have a full 12 seconds on the shot clock.
You can see the players just Millie Knight off court there. Great shot there. Just having a wee boogie with the music that's playing in the background. Good to see.
A rapid start from the Rapids, but Beattie with the response. 3-point ball game in favour of West Coast as Herman lets it fly. Back-to-back twos.
She can let it go, that girl, and she will make, when she's hot, she will be really consistent from there.
Daish. Such a presence down low, and she'll head to the Sky Sports stripe, but back-to-back twos. As we look at the replay here, Macadace doesn't get the roll, gets her own rebound. Dominating the glass at this Schick 3x3 Cup. And the kicks game as well, Kat Jones. Look at those Nikes from Macadace.
Yep, there's another player actually in the men's competition that has those. Oh, wow, what a spike by Kiki Lene. Outstanding defense.
And nowhere to go, Hannah Beattie, and Kiki Lene just swats that out of bounds. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Beattie, Dace and O'Neill on the floor for the Gold Rush. Good ball movement there, but O'Neill can't connect. Lene taps it back, but into the hands of a Gold Rush player, and now have it through Beattie. Gold Rush finding a bit more rhythm now, but the Rapids, lovely spin move. Lene showing her range. This is one of the best outings I've seen thus far from the West Coast Rapids early.
Good contact there, just to put Macadash off her line. And it looks like Rapids will get the ball.
Kate Herman back into the contest. She'll have it from the top. Spacing here. Herman wants to do it all herself. Stops, jobs, and the up and under. Kate Herman's having herself a game early, but Olivia O'Neill with the immediate response via the 2-point shot.
Let's talk about Olivia's shoes. Pop, as she's known. This is some cool colours there.
Lime green as the shot clock expires on the West Coast Rapids. 4-point ball game. 3 minutes 21 gone in this one.
And who would have thought a 10-6 lead to the Rapids? They're really putting the pressure on Gold Rush.
Well, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. West Coast, they might be down towards the foot end of Pool A, but with these crossover games, their campaign is far from over. And a young side, the likes of Ashton Reen, who takes it to the rack there, can get going. Good ball movement there, and contact from Millie Knight on Day. She'll head back to the Sky Sports stripe.
Great steal inside by Daesh and good looking in by Pop, but equally great recovery by Millie Knight.
So this is the final pool game for both sides before the crossover game. So if the Otago Gold Rush take this one out, they will finish top and play the 8th placed side from Pool B. But this one's far from over. Nice cut from Reen and absorbs the contact and one opportunity.
Daesh is annoyed at herself on that one, letting that and one go. Just see what the Gold Rush do here. We've got Beattie out beyond the perimeter, waiting for the quick kick-out pass. Nice little give and go there.
So back to a 5-point game. Rapids up 13-8. Just over 4 minutes gone. And good follow from Lene on. Flick behind the back. Shot clock expiring though. Needs to get it up. Ashen Rain and a bit long on that attempt. Back with O'Neill and the Gold Rush.
Athletic save by Lene on the baseline.
Lene almost had another block, but Daesh gets it done down low. Back to a 4-point game as Lene lets it fly from beyond the arc. Short on that occasion, and O'Neill will just let that one dribble out of bounds, and we'll have it back at the top of the Schick logo.
13-9 lead to West Coast. A little over half the game to play, if it gets to 10 minutes. Otherwise, the first team to 21.
Gleeson has been quiet in this one. Creates some space for herself. Hits the front iron. And back with the West Coast. And Kate Herman. And looks like this will be a jump ball.
Great defense.
Wrestle for it. And it's obviously no jump ball. And it's just tied up. And it goes with the defensive team on that occasion. It's the Gold Rush, who have Gleeson, Beattie and Daesh on court. Beattie's going to let it fly, and nothing but nylon for Hannah Beattie.
Good looking shot there, heaps of time. In terms of 3x3, that's a lot of time to shoot.
Kate Herman with the response, short on that one. And Otago just starting to find a bit more rhythm.
Good hands.
Good hands from the West Coast Rapids. And Kate Herman has a license to let it fly from beyond the arc.
Looked like a little contact there, but played through it.
Here's Nicole Gleeson, Day 2 standout performer. And contact off the ball on
Millie Knight, I
Millie
believe.
Knight, so it'll stay with Otago. Neither side really in foul trouble at this stage, and looks like we're going to have a timeout. 3 fouls apiece. It's when we start creeping up towards 7. Trip to the Sky Sport line, but Otago Gold Rush, I'm sure they wouldn't have taken this one for granted at all with bigger games ahead, but they'll just be talking things through. And what do you think the focus is for them to try and close this one out?
Probably just closing out on shooters and getting good looks themselves. I think Kate Herman started off the game shooting well. Should be their top 2-point shooter. So putting the clamps on her, and then obviously Gleeson getting going would be advantageous for the Gold Rush.
Hannah Beattie and Millie Knight are taking a seat for the two teams as Otago start with it from the Schick logo. And
West Coast Rapids have stepped up their D.
Great hands from Herman. And white ball with just 1 second on the shot clock. Gonna have to let this fly. Nicole Gleeson, is she aware of the shot clock? We're about to find out. And lets it go from the car park and connects.
I think Kate was probably a bit nice there. She could have actually carried her hand a little bit more on that one.
Tied ball game, 13 apiece. Just over 4 minutes to go. Oh, what a spin move from Kiki Lene. Rapids back in front. O'Neill follows up her own 2-point attempt. Pass goes through the legs of Daesh. And another jump ball. No, 3 in the key. And it will go to the West Coast, and Daesh just fires that at one of our referees.
Just had a quick chat, maybe, about not doing that again.
Herman with it.
Does that little fake handoff. Probing. And that's 3.
3 in the key on the West Coast Rapids, who lead this one by 1. Just a little under 4 minutes remaining. Definitely going against the script. West Coast looking for their second win in pool play. Otago Gold Rush looking for their 6th. But a nice drive on that occasion. Hannah Beattie ties it up once more at 14 apiece.
Good little screen there by Millie Knight.
Oh, and the shooter's roll from Kate Herman. 2-point ball game. Rapids 5 away from a huge upset. Beattie with the response. It's raining 2s all of a sudden. 16 apiece.
It's heating up down here in Invercargill.
Thriller and the chiller. Millie Knight can't get that one to go. Otago for what might be their first lead of this one. And some contact there.
Smart foul, I believe.
And subs in.
Stops play and lets the team reset.
Gleeson with it from the top. O'Neill and Beattie on court for the Gold Rush.
Switch. No.
Good defensive pressure again from Kike Lene. As you mentioned, Kat, just taking her form from secondary schools nationals with St Andrews into the 3x3 game.
Yeah. And a late entry for her, Ella Mahuika from the West Coast. Unfortunately was unable to play due to illness. And Kiki stepped up and stepped into the West Coast Rapid team.
Millie Knight looking to bring Kiki Lene in. Needs to get it up. Kate Herman's aware, puts up the prayer, but will go out of bounds on that one. So it remains a 16-point ball game and another timeout. Teams allowed 1 timeout each, so no more stoppages in this one as the two teams talk it over. Millie Knight doing a lot of talking in the West Coast Rapids huddle. They'll be aware of the opportunity they have here. Be a huge upset against this heavily favoured Otago Gold Rush side.
For sure, I think West Coast are doing a great job containing Gleeson. She's just made that one long bomb from the Schick logo. So they'll be trying to put her off her game.
The pressure from Reen on O'Neill as O'Neill lets it fly. The box out from Knight, but then it bobbles around. And I think it was last touch by Kate Herman. So defensive pressure there from Nicole Gleeson. It will stay with the Gold Rush. 2 minutes 38 on the game clock. Tied ball game it remains.
They don't seem to be switching on their defence as much, the West Coast Rapids, as I thought they may. A lot of teams are switching defence, and that can create mismatches, but they seem to be staying with their players.
Strong drive from O'Neill, and there was contact on the arm, so a trip to the Sky Sports stripe and potential lead for the Gold Rush, and they do go ahead 17-16, 2:30 left in this one. Well, first to 21, of course, as Lene lets it fly, and West Coast are back in front.
Great looking shot. Was going down all the way.
Well, the 2-point shooting of the Rapids has been outstanding. Put them in a really strong position in this one as Beattie takes a drive for the Gold Rush, blocked by Lene. What a game she's having.
Hits the 2 and then with a great defensive stop.
Herman now, the Rapids just 3 away. Strong drive from Kate Herman. Box out though from Daesh, back with Otago, 2 minutes and change to go. As Beattie takes it to the rack. Oh, nice dish. And a fair bit of contact there down low between Knight and Macadash. Another trip to the Sky Sports stripe awaits.
A good foul, I think. You want to stop that easy one and make them earn it from the Sky Sports stripe.
And the 6th team foul too for the Rapids. So next foul, irrespective of if it's in the shooting motion or not, will be a trip to the Sky Sports stripe. Tied ball game though, 18 apiece as Herman looks to get round O'Neill. Strong finish, Kate Herman.
And Beattie's ready to shoot straight off that.
Beattie puts the Gold Rush within 2. Millie Knight could have ended it there for the Rapids. What a finish we have here at ILT Stadium, Southland. Daesh from the elbow, connects. Ice in her veins. Macadash.
What a game.
Otago Gold Rush were put under some pressure, but have shown their championship credentials in this one.
Love it. Went all the way down to the wire that game. What a performance by both teams.
So the Otago Gold Rush move through pool play as the top team in Pool A. 6 wins from 7. The Rapids, though, are going to take a serious amount of confidence from this one. They've only won the one game, but they've just taken one of the top sides in this competition right down to the wire. We'll head now to Casey Frank, who's got Olivia O'Neill with him.
Well, Olivia, that was a hard-fought game. You guys were down a little bit, but found a way to get back into it. What changed during the game?
I think we realised our twos weren't dropping like they normally have been. We tried to go for a different look, obviously getting inside to Macca. Drive and dish, that really worked out for us in the end.
How have you found getting that balance offensively? Obviously, the 2 is so important, worth double, but with a post player like Macca and you guys having to feed her the ball, how's that balance been for you guys as a squad?
I think we just go for whatever's working for us, honestly. Like, try not to go away from what works. If Gleason's hot, we get her the ball. If Mac is eating it up inside, we get her the ball. Just giving 2 different looks is always important.
And now we're on the verge of pool play. How are you guys feeling coming into it? Physically, everything okay? And what's the mindset going in now that it's about to be lose and go home?
Yeah, I guess it's do or die now. Like, obviously, if we don't show up mentally prepared, teams like that can give us a scare. Like, all credit to the Rapids. So it's do or die now in the playoff round. So got to stay locked in.
Love the mindset. Love to see more from you guys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers, Casey. Cheers, Olivia. What a thriller for myself and Kat Jones to start our day 3 here at ILT Stadium, Southland and Invercargill. Up next, it's the 2 top sides in men's Pool B action. The Canterbury Rams and the Airs from Taranaki will take a short break and take in that one on the other side. Welcome back to ILT Stadium, Southland and Invercargill Schick 3x3 Cup action. Final round of Pool A encounters before the crossover games, and we've got the 2 top sides in Pool B. It's the Canterbury Rams, who are undefeated, a perfect 6 from 6, up against one of the surprise packages, you'd have to say so far, Kat Jones, of this tournament, in the Taranaki Airs, and Scott Talfa, a huge part of that, the standout performer on day 2.
Yeah, had a great game last night, just really consistent shooting the 2, and I think Derek Albertson as well, another one to watch. Just really, just workhorses, get in there, get the rebounds, get them out to their shooters, and Scott Talfa's having a great couple of days. Well,
Derek Albertson will know be all too familiar rather with this Rams side. Spent a fair bit of time in Christchurch. He's just having a bit of a chuckle and a cuddle with Joe Cook-Green. Scott Talfa with 30 points on day 2, 9 one-pointers and 9 twos, and he was lights out shooting against the Southland Sharks.
Yeah, that late game, they broke the hometown hearts with that one, Taranaki Airs.
So the Rams can't be usurped on top of the table, irrespective of the result of this one, but the Airs, this is a significant game for them. They're currently tied with the Sharks on 4-2 and the Mid-City Magic, but they do have the tiebreaker against Southland Sharks after that win last night and an early finish down low from Simon Lafayette.
Nice little set play just off the start. Taranaki are well versed.
Here's Scott Talford from beyond the arc. Can't connect. Tonge with the rebound. Tonge, Sam Smith and Cook Green on the floor. And nice dime from Sam Smith to Tonge with the easy one.
Fair bit of contact there. And now Taranaki have 6 seconds.
Talfa from the TAB. It was halfway down. That's last touch by Cook Green, I believe. It'll stay with Taranaki.
It sure will. Cook Green looking a little perplexed by that one.
Taylor Britt enters the game, the Tall Blacks guard. And this Rams side all well acclimated with each other given their time playing in the Sal's NBL this season. Contact there on the drive from Talfa, and he'll head to the Sky Sports stripe.
Pretty easy call there for the refs on that one. Aiden Tonge takes a well-earned seat on the bench.
Talfa connects from the Sky Sports stripe as the Airs take an early 2-1 lead. Less than a minute into this one. Stay with the Rams, deflected off the fingertips of Ben Carlisle-Smith himself from Christchurch. It's like a Canterbury reunion out there in this one.
And interestingly, Talfa in his interview said he's from Invercargill originally.
Yeah, schooled up in Auckland, but he had his mum here in the stands at ILT Stadium Southland last night, so silenced most of the crowd, but made his whānau very pleased last night with that one on effectively his home floor.
See Carlisle Smith hitting a nice shot from the corner to put the the Airs up by 3 against the Rams.
4 points to 1, a minute and 19 gone in this one. The Airs will have it from the top. Talfa Lafayette and Derek Albertson. And quick hands from Sam Smith. But there is contact eventually called. And that's the first foul on the Airs. On the Rams, sorry, second foul on the Rams, excuse me. Sort of stay with the Airs. Lafayette with it on the TAB. Talfa sides against the 2, takes the easy one. No, it can't get the roll. But then a lovely intervention from Lafayette intercepts the Brit pass. And Talfa is going to see plenty more of that. Connects from beyond the arc.
Oh, nice acrobatic move by Tonge, can't finish. Sam Smith up to the task on defence.
Well, just 6 seconds left on the shot clock as they finally get it out. Great defensive pressure from Sam Smith. Then a nice little bit of heads-up play from Lafayette. The Airs will have it from the Schick logo with just 1 on the clock. Going to send up a prayer, no doubt.
And the man to do it, Scott Talfa.
Oh, we saw Nicole Gleeson do it about 6 or 7 minutes ago. Come on, Scott. What do you got? And nice closeout from Cook Green.
Not quite as accommodating as Kate Herman on that last shot from Gleeson.
Sam Smith takes his seat. Britt, Cook Green and Tonge on the court for the Rams. They have a set play off the start as Britt lets it fly and connects.
Crafty left-hander.
Deceptively quick too, and everyone knows he's left-handed, but still gets to that left hand.
And actually for his frame, he can play through contact and absorb quite a bit, so really impressed with his play at this competition.
3-point ball game. Lafayette trying to use his size, but there you have it, Cad Jones. Britt, lean frame, but making the most of it, and then coast to coast with the easy one.
So Cook Green with a steal. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game.
Britt, back-to-back buckets.
And I think that'll be Canterbury ball.
No, I'll stay with the Airs,
No.
I believe, but Sam Smith's defensive presence is just a nuisance.
Someone's checking the shot clock. Yep. 1 second off.
Talfa, Albertson and Carlisle Smith out there. Talfa's going to go all the way. And foul called, late whistle. And a trip to the Sky Sports stripe for Scott Talfa as we look at the replay here. Put on the Jets.
And Aiden Tonge is not a small human, so took a lot of contact there, Talfa.
Suddenly the
Can't connect from the Sky Sports stripe. Rebound Tonge. Remains a 1-point ball game. The Rams got themselves back into this one. Nice move from Aiden Tonge, but can't get the finish.
He'll be disappointed with that. He's had a couple go in and out.
With Carlisle Smith now. Lafa Ali. 1 second on the shot clock. Oh, nice spin move and finish with the right.
Lots of pressure on the Rams getting that ball out too. I hear Aiden Tonge is a bit of a ping pong player.
Beer pong.
Oh, beer pong.
Yes, it is in my commentary notes that Tonge plays his club basketball for UC, as does my wife. Shout out to you, Kelsey. And at their end of year due, the two teams got paired up with beer pong. And yeah, Aiden and Kelsey, I don't know how well they went, but yeah.
Well, obviously they didn't win because you haven't heard about
No,
it.
exactly right. Step back two from Telfer. Oh, that is pretty.
Butter.
Is out to a 3-point lead, coming up to the 4-minute mark. But Britt again.
Just goes about his work.
Contact there, I believe, from Tonge. Lafa Ella goes flying into the advertising hoardings, and Britt's aware. Can't get the two to go, the open two. And there's contact down low on Sam Smith. He can't believe it.
Particularly with what you can get away with a little bit, I think. Sometimes the players are a bit incredulous, but, you know.
Strong finish from Albertson. Rams on their 4th team foul is on 0. Make that 1.
Intentional foul there. Trying to get a stop.
Subs, yeah. So 3-point lead for the Airs. The Rams yet to taste defeat at the Schick Cup. The Airs are the 2nd place team as it stands in Pool B. Strong finish from Smith. Brings it to within 2. Albertson finds Carlisle Smith out to the Scott Sniper Telfer from 2 once more.
He tried to have a look at Sam Smith as well after he shot that, but Sam had moved.
Wasn't quite the stare-down opportunity, was it? But Scott Telfer his release is so quick, and he is just carrying this Taranaki Airs team. And they're going to be a real threat in the crossovers and later in the business end of this competition as Sam Smith takes a trip to the Sky Sports stripe, shooting 1. And connects, so 3-point ball game, 5:20 to go. Albertson has taken a finger in the eye, no call. Scott Telfer follows up his own miss, makes the 1, 4-point game.
And it's play on, Albertson. If you want a break, you're going to have to foul.
Strong finish again at the rim from Taylor Britt as Carlisle Smith looks for a response.
Oh, wow.
Nifty finish.
Yeah. Bent over backwards, got that one to fall.
The pace has just gone up a touch as Carlisle Smith swats that one out, but straight into Sam Smith, who looks to find Cook Green in the corner. Pass was a little bit astray. So the Airs, 14 points to 10. Albertson will take a seat and make sure he can see out of that right eye. And we do have a timeout on the floor.
He's trying to talk to the officials about that. Hayden Pipe, mea culpa, claiming he didn't see it.
Well, there's no real value in getting upset at the refs in 3x3. They're not going to spot anything, and they're going to let a fair bit go as well. Such is the nature of 3x3 compared to the 5-on-5 game. A lot more contact, physicality, and players who have come through traditional 5-on-5 basketball are just going to have to get accustomed to it. No point complaining about it. Get on to the next job as Lafa Ali gets to work down low. Telfer from the corner, offline. And Tonge, the long rebound, and then the acrobatic work to get it and keep it in the field of play.
Nice
Sam
finish.
Smith gets the roll. Dunk time. Get up, young fella. Ben Carlisle Smith with the 1.
And all of a sudden, it's a 4-point lead.
Is up 15-11. Cook Green Smith, with the 2 attempt. Rebound, Lafa Ali. The Airs picking up from where they left off against the Sharks, but a good steal from Sam Smith. Doing it on both ends, and then that was some serious contact. Unsportsmanlike, maybe?
I mean, I'm always confused as to whether it's unsportsmanlike. I feel like it's a hard foul. Let's just put it that way.
Smith at the Sky Sports stripe, shooting 1, looking to make it a 3-point ball game, and he does just that. Carlisle Smith with the board, kicks it out to Albertson from the left corner.
Ooh.
Halfway down, rebound Tonge. Rams needing a bucket.
And that's the man to get you one.
Oh, what a silky finish from Taylor Britt. He's going up in ones, but he's helping his team here. The Canterbury Rams, who are down by just 2.
Offensive foul, I think.
So it's back with the Rams. 3:39 on the game clock. 2-point ball game. First to 21, of course. So whoever is in front at the end of 10 minutes, if it's a tied game, first to 2. We might have some more overtime. We've seen some overtime early on day 3. Britt offline from the 2.
And is he going to take a penalty sub or no? Not Taylor Britt.
Should be a compulsory rule. Talk this through with Casey, Frank, and if you airball, you should sub. I'm going to email FIBA at the end of this tournament.
Yeah.
Lafa Ali wide open and
Hits
nails it. Is 4 away and have a 4-point lead.
3:20 to go too. Still lots of time, but that scoreboard pressure. First to 21.
Well, is showing the desperation, as mentioned at the start of the broadcast. The Rams can't be topped in Pool B, but the Airs can go to second, and Scott Telfer. That's a lovely drive. Oh, my goodness. Can't finish at the rim.
He'll be wanting to dunk that.
Britt, again, makes no mistake with the
Cook
layup.
Green. Hands in the cookie jar.
Foul call. He thinks it should have been jump ball, but the Airs will stay with it. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, got his arm.
Got his arm is the call from Cat Jones, and it stays with the Airs as Albertson lets that one fly. Strong rebound from Cook Green.
And Cook Green gets pinged with one. He's going to have to take some deep breaths. Oh, and six team fouls as well for the Rams.
One more, and the Airs will be at the Sky Sports stripe. Here's Telfer. Will he make... Oh, what a
great
work from
block.
Sam Smith, but the follow, Simon Lafaeli. The Airs are 3 away from handing the Rams their first loss of the Schick Cup. And by my calculations, securing second spot in Pool B. Smith with it from the top. The 3-guard lineup for the Rams as Tonge takes a seat. Nice spin move from Britt, but can't finish.
Acrobatic rebound there. I love Simon.
No basket is the call, but a foul and 2 shots. That's the 7th team foul on the Rams. The Airs can go to within 1 of wrapping this one up. Simon Lafaali.
Cook Green looks puzzled. Who did they call the foul on?
I believe it was Smith. Yeah, some 50-50 calls going against the Barbecue Direct Canterbury Rams. Lafaali hits the first, the former number 1 ranked 3x3 player in the country. Wow. Simon Lafaali, 22 years old, another from Christchurch, trying to get one over the Canterbury Rams and puts the Airs to within 1 point of wrapping this one up, 20-14. Cook Green lets it fly, connects, 4-point ball game with Lafaali. Telfer, spin cycle, finishes at the rack. The Airs get it done. Big win over the Canterbury Rams, who taste defeat for the first time in this Schick 3x3 Cup. And the Airs will take a serious amount of momentum into the crossover games. They're looking like a serious contender.
They sure are. Just got that early lead and just never looked like they were going to lose it. Rams stayed with it with some ones, but just couldn't find the range from outside the 2-point arc.
Well, Casey Frank is standing by with one of the members of the Taranaki Airs. Let's go to Casey now. He's got Ben Carlisle Smith.
An impressive victory against the previously undefeated Canterbury team. You guys got to feel good about that, especially heading into pool play soon.
Yeah, every game the boys getting better. Like, we didn't know much about like 3-on-3 to start off with, but every game, like, we're watching film. I think all the boys, what we're doing, it's making us more successful as everyone's starting to figure out their roles in the team. And so, as you can see tonight, we can. That's what we can do. We can beat anyone.
Speaking about, weren't overly familiar with the game. What have you found that has been the biggest adjustment from the 5-a-side?
Obviously, it's a lot more physical. So, like, skinny boys like me, gotta learn to muscle up. But nah, like, if you can make a three, you can beat anyone. And pretty much just got the same thing. Got to defend them. Got to run them off line. Yeah, you can beat anyone on the day, but you can also lose to anyone, which we saw yesterday against the Giants.
And for you guys selves, maybe an unheralded side coming in, this victory along with some other big wins has you as one of those favorites. How do you guys think you're going to fare coming into it?
Well, man, we just showed then we can beat anyone. We can beat anyone, at least be scared.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, nice.
Cheers, Casey. Cheers, Ben. Just to clarify, looking at the Pool B standings, as the Mid-City Magic beat the Taranaki Airs earlier in pool play, they get the tiebreaker. Both teams have played 7, won 5, lost 2. So the Rams finish Pool B top, 6 from 7. The Mid-City Magic in second, the Taranaki Airs third, irrespective of what happens a little bit later on with the Southland Sharks. But next time we turn our attention back to the women's game, more Taranaki basketball. It's the Thunder up against Tavake Pacifica. Welcome back to Sky Sports coverage of the Schick 3x3 Cup, from ILT Stadium, Southland in Invercargill. Back to women's action we go with Tavake Pacifica up against the Taranaki Thunder. Tavake 2-4 heading into their final pool game. Taranaki Thunder 4-2, but Kat, Tavake Pacifica with a couple of huge results yesterday, none more so than a win over the Auckland Dream.
Yeah, that was an outstanding game. On the back of some hot shooting by Riana Rangi, and I think it was 280 as well, but honestly, went down to the wire, and I think the Dream were a bit stunned.
On the other side, the Thunder have really grinded out some tough wins, couple of 1-point, 2-point results today. Earlier, a big part of that, young Anna Bright, heavily involved as well, Tegan Nata and Eva Langton. You see Tavake's signed Kula Bowdry, Eliana Tuaiti, Riana Rangi and Ashley Graham. Just looking at the Pool A standings, where both these sides are in. The Taranaki Thunder currently 4th with a 4-2 record. Tavake in 6th with a 2-4 record. So 4 plays 6, but as we've just seen on the men's side, anything can happen.
Yep, anything can happen. The form teams sometimes drop games, and that's just the way 3x3 works. That's what makes it so exciting, because of its unpredictability.
Tavake Pacifica in their white strip for this one. Taranaki in the traditional amber and black for their region. And looks like Ashley Graham's going to take an early seat along with Anna Bright. Taranaki have won the toss, and we'll start with it from the Schick logo through Tegan Natai. Eva Langton and Tarai Elia.
Nice
Good
kick
find.
out. Set play. Can't get the ball to drop, but good action off that on-ball screen.
There's Riana Rangi looking to go to work. Rebound eventually with Tarai Elia. And a foot out of bounds. So back with Tavake Pacifica. Great to see that Tavake Pacifica both on the men's and women's side.
Yeah, for sure. And great that this team has managed to pick up a couple of wins. I know the men's team hasn't been as successful, but I think the more they play, the more experience and the better they'll get.
Here's Ngatai at the top, looking for an option. Elia puts a little shimmy on Ashley Graham, and we're underway from a scoring perspective through the Taranaki Thunder. Ignore that score on your screens. It was the Thunder got us underway.
And Elia, pump fake. Great find. And out to Tegan Ngatai for the 1. Doesn't drop.
Back with the Thunder though. Long rebound from Elia. And Anna Bright's going to let it fly from the car park. Almost gets it to roll.
It's hard to pick this game. I think it's going to be a bit of an arm wrestle, as you've seen in the early going.
Good hands there from boundary, but Elia works hard, kicks it to Ngatai from the elbow. That's a nice little mid-range jumper from Tegan Ngatai.
Oh, good find. Boundary makes the easy layup on the right. 2-1.
Pacifica, Tavake Pacifica on the board. And there's some contact down low. Basket won't count. Believe it'll stay with, no, it was an offensive foul. So with, oh no, jeepers. Hard to keep up sometimes, Kat Jones, and it stays with Taranaki and a full 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Maybe the teams are trying to employ that old adage of just take the ball and stand there and hopefully the refs will give it to you.
There's Anna Bright, 16-year-old from Opunaki High School. I was mentioning before, you were at secondary schools just last week. I see he had averaged 22 points a game.
Yeah, outstanding performer. Didn't get to watch a lot of the A Nationals, but saw a little bit of AA as I was coaching Waimea College.
The pass evades Ileana Tuaiti on that occasion, so it'll go back with the Thunder, have opened up an early 4-1 advantage. They're looking to go 5-2 through full play. And they are a tough nut to crack. Taranaki.
It's a little floater from Ngatai, just short. Had to shoot it, shot clock running down.
Good find from Graham. Boundary down low, makes it a 2-point ball game.
Out to
Vake
Langton.
Pacifica. Take that confidence from yesterday's big results. Long 2 from Bright. White ball is the call. It's back to Tavake Pacifica with possession. Coming up to the 3-minute mark in this one as we look at the replay. And tough call that one. Looked like it might have come off a Pacifica hand, but those are the rolls in 3x3 as Elia gets in the way. And back with Taranaki. Tarai Elia played it so iffy for the mainland Pokai. Adds 1 to Taranaki's account, but nice shot on that occasion from Ileana Tuaiti.
Gets a rebound on that one. Nice little skip pass, and she's asking for it back, but Rangi goes for the easy one.
Open lane, and we have a tied ball game. That 2 from Tuaiti, and the quick response, and 1 from Riana Rangi. 5 apiece.
And a quick foul there onto 280, preventing Tarai Elia from screening or getting the ball.
Langton from beyond the arc. Long rebound, Anna Bright. Eva Langton tried to find Anna Bright. Good read from Pacifica. Puts up the long one. Anna Bright, strong rebound. Elia, and the finish with the left.
She's really consistent today around the hoop. A good finisher. Doesn't put up a lot of 2-pointers, but she's there to do the hard mahi.
Time running out on the shot clock. Riana Rangi lets it fly from the Schick logo. Bit long on that one. And it's back with Taranaki. And the wee dummy play from Elia kicks it back to Langton. And can't connect, but almost got it earlier. It'll be back with Tavake Pacifica.
Just over 5 minutes left to play, 6-5. Who are you picking?
This one's going to go down to the wire. I think the full 10 minutes too. I like Tavake Pacifica as Ashley Graham lets it fly. They got shooters across the board and Boundary's presence down low, and now it's tied up. Or is there contact? It is tied up, so it'll go back to Tavake Pacifica, who I didn't see a lot of yesterday, but that result was huge against the Auckland Dream, and the more they play, the better they're getting.
Very true, and they'll take a lot of confidence from that matchup that they won against that much vaunted Auckland Dream side.
Who were restored to the full 4. They spent day 1 with just the 3 players, so huge result as Ashley Graham takes it from the top, finds Boundary. He's got that height advantage down low. Nice cut from Iti, and the finish.
And Taranaki yet to get their shooting game going. But Ashley Graham's pinged with a foul underneath. And Langton can let it fly too. So they've got shooters. Ngātai, Langton, Anna Bright. See if they can get something going here.
Here's Langton, the lefty. Lets it fly from the Schick, just offline. Back with Tavake Pacifica and Rihanna Rangi. Oh, might have had our second Falcon of the Schick 3x3 Cup. Ngātai hits the floor along with Gula Boundary.
Stayed with it though. Well done, Tegan Ngātai. Wins the ball back for her team.
Bit of a tangle as Boundary was saying tight ball, but that was the call. It will go with Taranaki. And earlier, quick hands. Rihanna Rangi finds Graham in the corner. She'll let it fly. Doesn't connect, and it's back with Bright and the Taranaki Thunder. 8-6, Tavake Pacifica lead over the midway point of this one. Earlier, down low. Doesn't get the roll. Graham slaps it back, but straight to Langton from the elbow.
So 8-7. Rangi with the 2. Can't get it to drop.
Langton looking to put Taranaki in front as Rihanna Rangi and Tarai earlier go crashing down to the floor. What's the call on this one?
Foul on White. Now they get to go sit down next to each other.
Talk it over, have a bit of a laugh. Tavake up to 14 fouls. Ngātai kicks it out to Anna Bright. Can't get that one to go. Back with Tua Iti.
Good heads-up play by Boundary, getting the ball straight out to a shooter.
Now with Bright and the Thunder, who are down 1. Looking for their 5th win. Tavake looking for their 3rd. Good defensive closeout there from Boundary, who's now screaming for it. Can't get the pass. Foul on Black is the call, so it'll stay with Tavake. A full 12 seconds on the shot clock. And it was a good tip actually there from Eva Langton because Boundary had the advantage down low.
Little back screen action. Oh, and a fake handoff. Love it.
Easy finish at the rack, but Bright now looking for a response for the Thunder. Boundary getting it done on both ends.
Graham letting it fly.
3 points in quick succession for Tavake.
What a great shot from Graham. Another lefty shooter. Getting to the corner.
That's 2 from beyond the arc for Ashley Graham. Tavake with a 4-point advantage and timeout called.
Yeah, Taranaki will be wanting to have a chat about how they can get better looks, I think. At the moment, well, actually, to be honest, Anna Bright's had a couple of good looks. She just hasn't been able to hit them. So maybe some second chance opportunities through steals, tips, offensive rebounds. But that Tavake Pacifica team playing well above their height and physique. They're quite a small team apart from Boundary.
Well, when you think in their first game of the Schick 3x3 Cup, they only had 8 points. To go from 8 points in a completed game to now being 11-7 leading one of the top teams in Pool A. It's a real great effort from them, just getting better and better. And they'll be a tough prospect in these crossover games.
I mean, just a foul there by Boundary, but probably a little bit less contact than she thought, and it's their 6th team foul. So next foul by Tavake Pacifica, the Taranaki Thunder will be shooting 2.
Oh, nice move there from Elia, but can't get the finish. Did all the hard work as Rihanna Rangi just goes barreling into the Sky Sport and the GJ Gardner signage. That's the corner you want to do it though, Kat Lloyd, not the far side into the electronic hoardings. These are cardboard ones that you can't quite see out of shot there at the moment, but
thanks to the Franklin Bulls for sorting those out.
Stays with Pacifica, Rihanna Rangi. Good hands though from Elia. Kicks it out to Langdon, who'll let it fly. Looks online, just off. And then contact there from Ngātai, immediately apologises. Ashley Graham wears one in the melon.
Intentional foul there to stop play. Smart play by Tegan Ngātai.
3 minutes and change to go in this one. Tavake Pacifica leading by 4. Looking for their 3rd win. Easy, up and under.
Loving the way she plays.
Lead by 5 now, Tavake Pacifica. Taranaki need a bucket. They go to the youngster, Anna Bright, who gets the shooter's roll. 4-point ball game. Here's nice Boundary.
Bit of an advantage under there and makes them pay. No, she does not.
Gets her own rebound though, doesn't make any mistakes with the second.
Great closeout and a foul. Unfortunately, they'll be shooting 2 on that one.
That's the 7th team foul.
Possibly unaware.
Taranaki Thunder down by 5, but it could very quickly be a 3-point ball game, but I've put the mockers on young Tegan Ngātai. Misses the first. Should have an opportunity to cut Tavake's lead to 4. Connects on the second. Boundary decides to dribble it out. We've seen a few teams have a shoot around the perimeter. Not on that occasion. Great D from Taranaki. That one from Ngātai just short.
Elia doing the hard work under there, getting the steal, but the shot was just off. And Tegan Ngātai is going to take that penalty sub on that air ball.
Rihanna Rangi with it at the top. The 3 guards on court.
Toyoti wants it. And why not?
Long rebound from Graham.
Finding Rangi.
And another long rebound. Good work from Tavake Pacifica, hustling, keeping that possession, and just doesn't get the roll on that occasion. Rihanna Rangi. Anna Bright with it, taking it all the way. Tries the finish with the left. Back with Tavake Pacifica. Less than 2 minutes to go in this one. They lead by 4.
Rangi's staying with it.
And today, Elia has been called for the foul on the shot. So Rihanna Rangi will head to the Sky Sports stripe and look to put Tavake Pacifica back up by 5.
Oh no, they've called it before the shot.
Before the shot, and they have too. So full 12 second on the shot clock. Rangi kicks it out to Boundary.
Intentional foul there, do you think? By the Thunder? Yeah, white ball at the top, so they've got a couple of fouls to give, so maybe just trying to stop the clock a little bit here.
Tavake Pacifica have it through to 80.
Trying to get a bit more physical, I think.
It has gone up a couple of notches. The shot clock, I think we're having some sort of issue because it's been well over 10 seconds and there's still 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Might have hit the 24-second button for 5-on-5.
Officials just checking it over with the score bench. So 1:15 left in this game, and I think without putting the kibosh on it, I think you might be right in your prediction, Nick.
Well, probably be for the first time this whole tournament, such as the unpredictability of this Schick Cup. There was just 1 second left after all that on the shot clock as Ashley Graham put up a prayer from the Schick logo. Tavake Pacifica, they won't have the tiebreaker over the Whai, who are also on 3 wins, so they'll cement their position in 6th. A waiting game, though, for the Taranaki Thunder, with the Auckland Dream still to play. Their final pool game. 1 minute and change left in this one. Taranaki with it from the top. This is still anyone's game. A two-pointer could change this as Langton lets it fly. Is the bank open? No, it's not.
And to be honest, I think Taranaki need to be shooting twos the whole way now. Good defence from Anna Bright and 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Rianarangi will have it from the top. 5 seconds. Good defensive pressure there from Elia.
Gets it off. Not. Got it off in time, but not to go. Let's go, Anna Bright.
Got to let it fly, Anna Bright. Can't get that one to go, and then some contact down low on today. Elia.
She's incredulous.
It has been a bit of the story, a tale of the tape in that one. A few calls going against Taranaki. We're now up to their 6th team foul. 37 seconds to go in this one, and another team timeout.
And Pacifica look like they've got the goods in this one. Taranaki just running out of time, but never say never. A couple of quick two-pointers and they're back in it.
Well, this will be their 3rd straight win. So they started the competition 0-4. They beat the Waikato Wizards. They beat the Auckland Dream, as we've mentioned, and now are just 37 seconds away from getting the job done against the Taranaki Thunder. What a turnaround from Tavake Pacifica. Nice dish off there to Boundary. Finishes on the left side. That might just do it. With 22 seconds remaining and a 5-point lead, Elia cuts to the basket, adds 1. Tavake Pacifica can wind down the clock now as Rangi finds Boundary, and I think Kula Boundary is well aware. Rangi's going to send it up, and there's contact on the attempt from Riana Rangi, and shooting 2. That's Taranaki's 7th team foul.
And 6 seconds remaining. Taranaki just having a quick chat about it before they send anyone in.
They need to have someone hovering around the 2-point line, and it's going to have to go up super quick with 6 seconds on the game clock. 5-point ball game. There's Ngatai from the left corner. Long on the attempt. Elia will put it up and in, but that'll do it, folks. Tavake Pacifica. 3 in a row in this Schick 3x3 Cup. They've beaten the Waikato Wizards, they've beaten the Auckland Dream, and now the Taranaki Thunder, and they're going to take that winning momentum into the crossovers.
Yeah, for sure. I think that just that awareness of how each other plays, it's really paying off for them, and they're moving the ball well. So, yeah, kudos to them. They played awesome.
Plenty more to come still from the Taranaki Thunder, but we will hear from Riana Rangi, who is standing by with Casey Frank, who has his legs stretched out with the height difference. We'll send it over to Casey.
3rd win for Tavake Pacifica women. You guys are playing excellent basketball. What has led to this turnaround for your squad?
I think we just spoke about trusting each other. This is our first time ever playing 3-on-3, so we're all learning it together, and I guess over these few games we're just getting better and better, and we want it more. You know, it sucks because everyone's like, oh, you beat these teams, and like, yeah, we beat them, we should be beating them. So yeah, it's just trusting each other a lot more, and it's showing on the court now, so yeah.
Well, speaking about this being your first time in 3x3, what has been the biggest change or the biggest adjustment for you guys to get used to?
The physicality. Everyone's so physical and there are no fouls called, so that's a change. And also the pace, it's so quick, you know. You got 12 seconds, you get the rebound, there's like 7-8 seconds, you're like, holy heck, I've got to get it in. So yeah, it's a really, really fast-paced game, but it's been good.
Well, now you're looking towards the pool play is over, and now we're looking towards the crossovers. And you guys got 3 wins on the trot. You weren't highly valued coming in, but you're scaring a lot of people. How do you guys rate your own chances? How is the confidence now?
I mean, we're getting better every game, so I guess every win we're taking is in the pocket. You know, there's about 5 games left, and we're hoping to get every dub after this, but working towards the big goal, you know, just trying to put it on for the people back at home. And those first few games weren't doing well, but they were still supporting us, and I guess we just know that we've got all the support at home, so we're just going to keep our eyes up and head down.
Well, keep playing hard. I love to watch it, and good luck going forward.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, Casey. Cheers, Rihanna. We've got to take a short break here on Sky Sport. Plenty more Schick 3x3 Cup on the other side.
Rolls out. Could potentially get momentum for the winner of this.
Welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland in Invercargill. And next up we have the Nelson Giants and Northland United. And you might notice on your screens there's just one team out there because Kat Jones, we've had our first jersey clash of the Schick 3x3 Cup.
Yep, very close in colour, United and the Nelson Giants. So Nelson Giants have just gone to go and grab their alternate strip.
The two teams thus far with identical records, both played 6, won 2, lost 4. Northland sits in 6th position in Pool B, the Giants 7th. The Giants didn't get a win on the first day, but 2 from 3 on the second, starting to get a bit more familiar with 3x3.
They sure are. And I think a young team as well, particularly Nick Davidson, Year 13 at Nelson College, just come back from Palmerston North as well for the AA Nationals, so it'll be a good experience for him, and he's learning and getting better every game.
Northland will start with it through Hayes Walker. We are underway in this one. Northland take it to the rack early. That's Tukaha Cooper out of Kaikohe. And Northland United will play from in front as Dempster lets that one fly offline. Back with young Hayes Walker. Plays for the Ears in the South NBL. Back now with Tyler Marsh and the Nelson Giants. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Long rebound for Nelson.
So Benson in with the ball. He'll step back, takes that long 2. Can't get it to drop.
Hayes Walker has it. Another lefty. We're seeing a few lefties in this Schick 3x3 Cup.
Oh, good defense there by Hayes Walker. Early subs in Nick Davidson and Zach Easthope. Beasthope is the name that Hugh Bainan gave Zach yesterday, or perhaps earlier.
Now Zach is currently ranked the #1 3x3 men's player in the rankings, official rankings. Played a little bit for New Zealand as well. He'll look to use his size here against Sam Dempster and gets the finish. United out to a 2-0 advantage early.
Tyler Marsh trying to go for the quick one off the left. Step back to Kaha Cooper.
Dempster with the board. Sal's NBL most improved player this season. Called up to the Tall Blacks as well. And coaching last week, I understand, Kat, at secondary schools.
Yeah, a long-time coach of Nelson College. And done a great job with his group, including young Nick Davidson.
Who's just received the ball from. Short front iron on that attempt from Dempster. As Zach Beasthope gets to work down low. And with Riley Benjamin now, Giants yet to trouble the scorers. Will Sam Dempster get that to change? No, blocked by Tukaha Cooper.
Oh, nice dish by Easthope, finding the cutting Tukaha Cooper.
Halfway down from Benjamin, but the lid is on the rims thus far for the Nelson Giants. Northland United through a little over 2 minutes.
And what a guy.
4-0 lead.
Apologises to Nick for for Nick Fellingham, I think.
Wrap around there from Nick Davidson as Zach Easthope goes to work, and a first trip from the Sky Sports stripe for Zach Easthope. No mistake made. Quickly out to Tyler Marsh, and connects on that too. The Giants underway, 3-point ball game.
And I'd be pleased to see that ball go through the hoop.
Here's Nick Davidson now, straight down, straight highway one. Where was the dunk, Nick Davidson? Come on, you're not going to get many better opportunities than that.
Oh, great find by Easthope. What a dime. Quick foul there, though, to stop the easy one.
For those who have the score graphic in front of you, we can tell you that's incorrect at this juncture. It's 5-3 to United. We'll try and get that sorted. Is another two.
Is it Devon Mills shooting that one?
7 points to 3. Northern United lead.
Oh, what a cut again. Takaha Cooper moving without the ball.
And more contact off the ball. He'll stay with the Nelson Giants, but United, this is a really good start from them. 8-3, coming up to the 3-minute mark. And a game that will determine some placings in this pool as we head to the crossover matches. Blocked from Zach Easthope on young Nick Davidson. Dempster can't connect from beyond the arc, and it's back with Northland to Kaha Cooper.
Quick switch there. Devon Mills getting a bit of help to catch the ball there by Tyler Marsh.
Long one, offline, back with Dempster. Gets it to Tyler Marsh.
Step back.
Rebound from Nick Davidson, who'll let it fly from the Schick logo and connects.
Why not? Good hands. Sam Dempster pressuring the ball. Devon Mills under all sorts of pressure there.
Cooper with it, fashions a shot. Dempster with the rebound. Tyler Marsh from the Schick logo gets the long rebound, and tactical foul there from Zach Easthope. 8 points to 5 is the score to Northern United, coming up to the 4-minute mark. 6 minutes 19 left in this one. Giants with possession. They're in the darker blue and the light blue. I guess you could say the same about Northern United as well, but
I think
more a teal. Is it a teal?
Teal, and I think it is actually black.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, teal and black. And then the traditional Northland United colours.
Nick Davidson with it from the top. Dishes it out to Riley Bensman. Dempster with Easthope in front of him.
Great kick out pass to Riley. Can't connect, but a good chase. Who's going to
bit
take
of a miscommunication on the long rebound. All three players were having a look at it. Dempster can't connect on that one. Back with Hayes Walker. 8 points to 5 it remains in favour of Northern United. And Hayes with the left from the right side. Tough finish.
He's an athlete, Hayes Walker.
Benjamin from beyond the arc, and it will go out of bounds. United with a 4-point buffer. Both sides, as mentioned, 2 and 4 in Pool B. And the Manawatu Jets are another team who are 2 and 4 thus far. So this will go a long way to determine those places down low as Walker puts it up and connects from the TAB logo.
Great step back and lovely finish. Tyler Marsh looking for some contact.
11 points to 5 it is in favour of Northland United. They're halfway there with a little over 5 minutes to go. Good deep pressure though from the Giants. Bensman's wide open. The ball just came to him a little late, and quick hands from Tukaha Cooper. Immediately dishes it into Hayes Walker. Oh, some great D there and that passage of play.
And Sam's just telling Riley, shoot that. Shoot that, you know, you're not going to get a better look.
Nick Davidson and Tukaha Cooper take a seat. It's with Northland United and Walker. Easthope's wide open. I think he was looking for the alley-oop at one point there. Haven't seen an alley-oop in the Schick 3x3 Cup as Zach Easthope lays it in, has a bit of a laugh.
And he'd be the player to do it, I think. Oh, great hands by Easthope.
Kicks it out to Hayes Walker. Devon Mills is wide open. Eventually gets to him and lets it fly from the top. Can't connect. Back with Sam Dempster. Giants needing a bucket. They're down by 7. 4:35 remaining. Dempster can't get it to go. And Northland having it all their own way thus far as Tyler Marsh with the contact. Zach Easthope will head to the Sky Sports stripe.
And Easthope barrels in, and Tyler fouls and gets a little bit of a push out of bounds.
Zach Easthope at the Sky Sports stripe, looking to make it an 8-point ball game. And he does just that. 13 points to 5. Northland United lead this one as Nick Davidson tries to get something from beyond the arc. That's his second 2 of the game.
He's the hot shooter, I think, at the moment, although Tyler Marsh has hit one as well, but they'll be looking to get him open as much as they can.
Hayes Walker looks for a response as he goes crashing into one of our cardboard advertising boards as T. Marsh with the response after the closeout on Hayes Walker. Tukaha Cooper, this time with the drive.
Oh, great.
Gets his own layup and finishes at the rack. So it's 14 points to 9 in favour of Northland. Giants have it. Davidson, can he get his third 2 to go? Not on this occasion. Gets his own rebound.
Tipped out of bounds by Hayes Walker.
10 seconds on the shot clock. 3 minutes 39 on the game clock.
And 14-9 to the United.
Both teams looking for their third win of the Schick Cup. I think there's a bit more to ride in this one. Nelson have some hot shooters. Benjamin can't get that one to go. Long rebound from Devin Mills, who takes it down the baseline, just bullies his way to the rack for one. 15 points to 9 now. Northland lead. 3:20 to go. Desperation time for the Giants.
Short on that attempt by Benjamin.
Tukaha Cooper.
Good hands by Nick.
And great ball movement, Northland United. Hayes Walker beats the clock and nothing but nylon. Hayes Walker. Dempster's shot from beyond the arc goes astray. 17-9 now to Northland United. They're just 4 away. Walker almost makes that 2 away. And then a tactical foul there from Tukaha Cooper to get some subs in. He wants a rest.
A well-earned rest too. He's having a great game. Moving quickly with and without the ball.
20-year-old out of Kaikoa. He played for the Manawatu Jets in the NBL this year. Kat Jones celebrating next to me. She's watching out the corner of her eye the action on Sky Sport 1. Nelson Sparks.
We can't give too much away.
Wall-to-wall coverage here on Sky Sport. Quick hands from Nick Davidson. Oh, what a shot. What a passage of play from the young fella. The steal and then the corner 2. 6-point ball game. United 17, Giants 11. Zach Easthope just too big, too strong down low, and he'll head to the Sky Sports stripe. He looks annoyed at himself, though. He couldn't get the finish.
Great work by Nick Davidson. Giving up a few kilos there.
Just a few. Timeout for, I believe it's called from Nelson. They'll talk this one over. Still a 6-point ball game. 2:21 on the game clock. United lead 17-11. 5 team fouls on United. 4 team fouls on the Nelson Giants. So Northern United 4 away. The Giants, though, have got that perimeter threat. Sam Dempster can get it going. I don't think he's hit a 2 yet, but there's no such thing as a bad shot in 3x3, so he'll keep letting it fly from beyond the arc as Zach Easthope looks to make it 3 points away for Northern United, but hits the front iron, gets his own rebound. He'll eventually add 1 to the score. 18-11 to Northern United. Nelson have it through Tyler Marsh. Doesn't get the kiss off the backboard, and Easthope with it down low. They have to go back out. Wasn't a complete clear out as Hayes Walker lets this one fly. Good box out there. And eventually with the Giants, here's Nick Davidson.
And his instructions are to shoot it. Whenever he sees the hoop, shoot it.
17 points to 11. I'm pretty sure it's actually 18 points to 11. They missed the Zach Easthope follow.
I believe it is.
For 1. So it's a 7-point ball game, 1:46 remaining, and a 5th team foul given away by Nelson. Zach's now letting our refereeing team know he missed the free throw, but then he followed it up and finished
4 is James Levins.
So they're just checking on that on the score bench.
And we have the score on our screens now too. Thanks to the team behind the scenes getting that sorted. So it will be changed very shortly to 18-11, I believe. Just waiting to see if that is all sorted while we wait for Zach Easthope to take another attempt from the Sky Sports stripe. And there it is, added to the score. So Zach Easthope will look to make it a 8-point ball game and put Northern United 2 away. They're just 1 bucket away, in fact, from their 3rd win of this Schick Cup. Tyler Marsh needs to get something going, tries to create some distance. Good D from Tukaha Cooper. Riley Benjamin. That looked flat from the outset.
Perhaps helped a little bit by Zach Easthope's presence.
And there's the air ball rule enforced as Riley Benjamin takes a seat. 2 away now, Northern United, and potentially a tactical decision here. Do they go for 22? Or do they look to wrap things up? Well, Nick Davidson has other ideas. He's been great on both sides. Here's Dempster.
He's due for one.
Pinballs around, eventually with Sam Dempster. And good defensive pressure. Dempster can't believe the no call. Oh, there's some serious contact there. Dempster's just seeing what he can get away with in 3x3. And clearly plenty.
And Zach Easthope on the rebound.
Offline from Davidson. So this one's got a little bit scrappy with a minute remaining. 8-point ball game. And it looks like Northland are playing like they want to get the 22, I should say. Rather
Easthope pinned there with the foul.
Finishing it all up with 2 from beyond the arc. Here's Nick Davidson and Nelson. Cooper gets a hand in there. He'll stay with the Giants. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And Sam Dempsey, I was about to say, surely he's just going to have to send it up from the Schick logo. Just hasn't been able to connect on the 2 in this game.
And running out of time here, Giants, I think, as Hayes Walker takes that deep 2 and airballs it.
Take a seat, young fella. That's the rules. He's going to stay in. 30 seconds left in this one.
And that's their 7th team foul. The
Must have been a
United.
foul off the ball. And Nick Davidson will head to the line, shooting 2.
Got the first. 30 seconds left to play. Looking for a great flourishing finish from the Giants here. A steal and then a 2.
Connects on both Nick Davidson. Hayes Walker clears it out. And foul called on Davidson. That's the Giants' 6th team foul, so not in team foul trouble just yet, but one more will be a trip to the Sky Sports stripe. 12 seconds on the shot clock, 23.5 on the game clock. This one, oh, what a spin move. Hayes Walker tries to get the roll, unable to get it done. Team Marsh needs to put it up, connects. Giants just hanging in there, but they've got a long way to go. They're going to need a stop and some 2s in a hurry. I don't think it's going to happen. Tukaha Cooper.
3 on the shot clock.
Dishes it off to Devin Mills with the nice finish.
And a foul called there.
On the 2. So this one looked like it happened before the game clock ran down. So it will be 2 more for Tyler Marsh. To close things up, and points differential could come in handy, so you never know. The rest of the players are going to shake hands. Nelson conceding defeat, but they've closed up the deficit to 4. Could be 3. And it is. And
they've called it.
They've called it, thankfully, for everyone. Northern United get their 3rd win, 20 points to 17. That wraps up Pool B action for both sides. So momentarily, the Northern United side will move to 5th with 3 wins from 7. The Giants, well, they'll stay 7th, which at this juncture by the looks means a crossover game against the Otago Nuggets. That'll be spicy, Kat.
Mainland derby. Yeah, cool. Good to see.
We'll take a short break here on Sky Sport. On the other side, back to women's action. It's the Waikato Wizards and the Auckland Dream. Welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland in Invercargill. Back to women's action we go in Pool A. It's the third placed Auckland Dream, who are 4-2, and they're taking on the Waikato Wizards, who currently sit in 7th position with 1 win from 6. The Auckland Dream, Kat, had that upset result, that loss against Tavake Pacifica. They'll be looking to bounce back in this one.
Yeah, for sure. And with their full complement of players. They were only 3 on day 1, but Sean Rabati's back in the mix now.
There's Hayley Mawala, Waikato in this fluorescent pink strip, and Taina Hui with an early bucket to put the Wizards on the board.
Strong screen there by Rabati.
And back-to-back buckets within 20 seconds to open this one. Tiana Clark gets the Dreams account sorted. Up and under from Hirawani, follow from Taina Hui. And back with the Auckland Dream and Sean Rabati.
Nice finish. Really solid 3x3 player, Sean Rabati, and 5-on-5 player. These players will know each other fairly well.
There's Taina Hui, 2 from 2. Hot start from the teenager.
McGoldrick, too easy for her. Nice steal.
Steal turnover from Sean Rabati, who takes it coast to coast. And a quick start to this one.
Why not? Maya Tangahui has a look at that one.
Dream leading 4 points to 2, and they'll have possession from the top. Subs in, Darcy Finnegan comes in for the Dream.
Had a little scare yesterday, Darcy, with an ankle, but just turned her ankle in one of the games, which seems to be okay.
Sterling Walker-Pittman in as well for Waikato. Good hands there from Taina Hui against the bigger Ezra McGoldrick, but Ezra gets the job done, adds 1 to the Dreams tally, 5-2.
Mila's going to put something up. 2 seconds left on the shot clock, but draws the foul.
Trip to the Sky Sports stripe for Hayley Moala.
Foul might have been on Tiana Clark, actually.
Saw the referee put the one up.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of contact on McGoldrick. I thought that was great D, but foul called regardless.
And Moala converts from the Sky Sports stripe. There's the immediate kick out to Finnegan. Strong rebound, McGoldrick back to Finnegan, and she'll take it to the rack. Hard shot on the angle there, and back with Walker-Pittman and the Waikato Wizards, but McGoldrick, that length, and then somehow squeezes her way through 2 Waikato Wizards players.
Foul called.
Let's take a look at the replay of that one. How'd she get through there?
Oh, they're calling it a shooting foul too, so I shouldn't sound so surprised.
One shot for McGoldrick from the Sky Sports stripe, and she gets the roll. Dream out to a 3-point lead. Taina Hui is feeling it early.
Great shot from her. That'll be a relief for the Waikato Wizards.
And Rabati making her presence felt down low. Foul called against Sterling Walker-Pittman.
Just too small there against the size and strength of Sean Rabati.
Fair bit of action at the Sky Sports stripe early as Rabati makes it count. There's that kick out, but out of bounds. Taina Hui.
Bit too much heat on that pass.
Walker-Pittman takes a seat. Back comes Moala, Taina Hui and Hirawani for Waikato. Darcy Finnegan, and there's Hirawani. She's been strong on the defensive end.
Good shot there by Taina Hui, but can't get it to drop. And there's our hot shooter, Tiana Clark.
Don't leave her wide open. She'll make you pay eventually. Taina Hui.
Fancy footwork, fancy dribbling. Can't get that one to drop.
Tiana Clark from the Schick logo. Offline on this occasion. Almost hits our camera person. Stuck between the tripod and the barriers there. Slight stoppage. 2.5 gone. 2-point ball game. The Dream leads 7-5. Taina Hui's been impressive. Just 18 years of age and played at the under-18 3x3 World Cup.
Good hands there by McGoldrick. And a little nifty pass by Finnegan.
Open up a 3-point buffer as Moala looks to get to work around McGoldrick. Doesn't get the roll. And McGoldrick kicks it back out to Tiana Clark. He's got Taina Hui in front. Asks for the screen. It goes right around and finishes with the left.
Opens her scoring account, Tiana Clark.
Oh, great defensive pressure there from Hirawani, who almost goes into our officials' table. Got the ball back in, but straight into the hands of Darcy Finnegan. And we have a 5-point ball game. Dream out to double digits.
Oh, nice slip on that screen by McGoldrick. Finds herself open under the hoop.
11 points to 5. Waikato Wizards have cooled off slightly, and the Dream have found their mojo.
Another fake screen and another trip to the foul line for Ezra McGoldrick.
That's the Waikato Wizards' third team foul as we take a look at the replay. Ezra McGoldrick, Hayley Moala coming over to help, but contact there on the attempt. Shooting one at the Sky Sports stripe, Ezra McGoldrick. 3x3 tall fern herself. Such a classy player, both in 3x3 and traditional 5-on-5, but can't connect on that one. Good drive there, Taina Hui.
Doesn't get away with that foul. I think they've been quite consistent in this game with that contact going to the hoop.
Taina Hui with the trip to the Sky Sports stripe, shooting one.
Can't get it to drop. Quick kick out to the shooter who drives. Oh, and gets tripped.
Foul on the floor. So it'll be 8 seconds. No, in fact, a full 12 seconds will be restored on the shot clock. We almost saw Tiana Clark enter your living rooms there.
See Sean Rabati in there with a bit of a mismatch. Foul first. Sean's looking tanned at the moment. I believe she's just come back from Rarotonga.
Oh, nice for some.
Yeah. Straight down to Invercargill. I've got to tell you, 19 degrees it's supposed to be tomorrow.
I was going to say it's a slight change of climate, but the deep south has turned on the weather. Nice finish there, mid-range from Sean Rabati. 12-5 now. The Dream lead is Hirawani around the back. The idea was right, the execution just slightly off.
She's got some nifty moves, Hirawani, and once she gets going, she can hit some deep twos. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that in this game.
Finnegan, McGoldrick and Rabati on the court. Darcy Finnegan, good footwork there from Walker-Pittman to close off the lane. Finnegan gets her own board and Rabati. Oh, Finnegan getting to work down low. And the Auckland Dream are just dominating the glass right now. A lot of offensive rebounds and defensive pressure.
Moala with a fake handoff.
There's Hirawani letting it fly. Long rebound for Waikato. Alyssa thought about sending it up from the Schick logo there. Moala with McGoldrick in front.
Sterling a little bit under pressure there.
Size advantage for the Dream with these two tall players in McGoldrick and Rabati on court at the moment. They're out to a 14-5 lead midway through this one. Walker Pittman can't get that one to go, gets their own rebound though, and there's a much needed bucket for the Wizards.
Oh, great slip dive to the hoop by Rabati. Just too big, I think. Big guards matching up with the Wizards.
McGoldrick with the rebound. The Dream are just 6 away. Could be 4. It is. Darcy Finnegan from deep.
And I think the key to beating this side that we saw from Tavake Pacifica is just that tenacity they showed on defense, and the Wizards just don't quite have the same tenacity today.
Strong finish down low from McGoldrick. The Dream are just 3 away from wrapping this one up, 18-7. Hidawani knows what's required. We'll need a lot of twos to tie this one up. Finnegan, bit of contact there, and the call eventually is Hidawani shows great sportsmanship, helps Darcy Finnegan back up after committing the fouls. We watched the replay there.
I think she was deemed to have her foot out of bounds, so Dream ball, I believe.
There's going to be some bruised and banged up bodies on Sunday morning at Invercargill Airport.
There sure is.
Here's McGoldrick. Almost finishes, gets her own board, and puts the Dream within a bucket of wrapping this one up with 3 minutes 40 on the clock. Taranaki had a hot start, trying to get something going for the Wizards. Good cut there from Moala, and the finish. But here's Tiana Clark. This will do it.
Oh, thought she was going to get the friendly roll, but no. Rabati with the rebound and putback.
Rabati makes it 20-7. Taranaki follows up her own miss. Back with Moala. Has the size advantage on Tiana Clark, but a contact there and foul on Clark. The Dream's 4th.
Wizards get a quick sub. Darcy Finnegan electing to stay seated.
Moala with it on the elbow. Oh, nice cut there. Sterling Walker Pittman.
Little set play there by the Wizards.
Do the Dream go for 22? Or does Tiana Clark just want to get off court? Dishes it off to McGoldrick with the wee step back.
Chases her rebound.
Here's Rabati. Kicks it back to McGoldrick. Quick hands from Walker Pittman. And with 9 seconds on the shot clock, the Dream will take it from the Schick logo. Darcy Finnegan comes back in. Ezra McGoldrick takes a seat. The Dream are just a bucket away. Less than 3 minutes to go on this one, as they look to move to 5-2. Rabati down low, kicks it out to Tiana Clark. Just can't get that 2 to go.
Great job from the Wizards. They're still hanging around, playing tough D, trying to prevent the early finish to 21.
Walker Pittman has it from the top. Taranaki to get around Clark.
Shot clock down to 4. Someone needs to shoot. Foul called. So just a check ball, I think, at the top.
So the Auckland Dream will move to 5-2, and they have the tiebreaker over the Harbour Breeze.
They sure do.
So they will finish second behind the Otago Gold Rush. Rabati kicks it back out to Clark. Immediately gets it back, and Sean Rabati will put a lid on this one. Final score 21-8. The Auckland Dream finish second in Pool A. And we'll just take a quick look at Pool B for who their crossover match will be against. And it will be either the Southland Storm or the Southern Hoiho. So that'll be an interesting clash against one of the home sides, but job well done for the Auckland Dream. The Waikato Wizards will have a crossover game against the top-placed Northern Kahu in Pool B. We'll take a short break here, though. In fact, no, we've got an interview with James Lisserman. Just
And
waiting to
Sian
see.
Rabadi.
Yeah, Sian Rabadi standing by. We'll go to James now.
Well, it's a pretty important game for you just in terms of where you finished. The Waikato University team, they've struggled so far and took a little bit of time to come back into the game, but happy with how the game went overall.
Yeah, I think we've done better than what we were expecting. Our bodies are tired. It's day 3 now. And I think we came out there for bang. We got inside, outside shots, so I think we're happy with that game.
Yeah, day 3 for the team, day 2 for you. So how happy has the team been to have you and sort of progress over the last 2 days with a full stream team?
I hope they're happy. Nah, I think they're happy. They have a sub there for them to keep them going. Darcy's a little bit injured, so I think having me here has helped a lot just for them to get some rest and get some fresh legs for when they come back on.
So last couple of things, we just have to keep track of the other scores to work out who's playing who. It's going to be a really short thing. Are there any other teams you've seen that you're like, I hope we don't play them until later on, or there's something you think you match up really well with?
There's a lot of teams that I think that Pōkai and Kahu game was a bit tough, so I think those are the 2 teams we're hoping to play later on in this tournament. So yeah, I think those 2 are the main teams. Otherwise, everyone else was a battle and they put on a good show on the court. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for the time and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Sian. We're going to take a short break, here on Sky Sport. On the other side, final pool game out of Pool B in the men. It's the home team, the Southland Sharks, up against the Manawatu Jets. Welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland here in Invercargill, where the home team, the Southland Sharks, are on court. Their final pool game against the Manawatu Jets. And Kat Jones and I have the calculator out looking at this one because there's a few permutations to get through in Pool B. The Sharks are currently 4-2, but a win here would move them to 5-2, which ties them up with the Mid-City Magic and the Taranaki Airs. Now, they lost to the Airs last night.
They did.
But they beat the Mid-City Magic. But if there's 3 teams tied on identical records, it goes back to points. And now I'm having a look at the points here. The Sharks have 115. 22 would take them to a tie with the Mid-City Magic on 137. Of course, they have to get the first job done, which is beat the Manawatu Jets, who have really tested a lot of teams out here, and they're 2-4 so far this Schick Cup.
They sure have, and just their consistency in the last couple of games has impressed me, and I think they're hoping to get some more scoring out of their shooters. Ben Robertson, James Cawthorne, good rebounding from Klein Salmon, and also Tama Famasili.
And it's a birthday today too for Drew Leo Songe Ape, who's 21. And
Happy
good to
birthday.
see he remembered his singlet today.
Yes, I'm sure Jill will be much impressed. She's got a spare one draped over her shoulder. Yeah, Drew, happy birthday, 21.
Well, he's been one of the players to watch thus far. His speed and skill with the ball in hand is something to behold. He's really developed as a player and is only going to go from strength to strength. The Jets, James Cawthorne, Tama Famasili, Ben Robertson and Klein Salmon. Drew Leo Songe Ape is going to take a seat early, so it'll be Alonzo Bird and Tom Cowie and Dom Kalman Poto to get us underway in this final Pool B game. And the men's side, Cowie wide open from the Schick logo and kicks it out to Kalman Poto. Can't get it to go first up. Rebound for Amosili.
No way through, or can he? Nope. Great defence by Dom Kalman Poto.
Close out two from Burden. And we spin pass there from Kalman Poto to Cowie. Kicks it back to Kalman Poto from the corner. Can't get that one to go. Rebound, Salmon. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. It's a little bit cool to start from both sides. Approaching the 1 minute mark. Burton short on his two-pointer. Both sides falling in love with the two, and you don't see that all too often, Kat Jones.
A bank shot from the corner. Impressive.
Farmosili opens it up for the Jets, but an immediate response from Kalman Poto. And a turnover as well from the Jets. As Drew Leo Songa Ape, MC's just alerted everyone here at ILT Stadium Southland, it's his birthday.
Shaking his head, doesn't like the attention.
Has the ball now, Leo Songa Ape, and the finish with the left.
Nice little hizzy shake. Got the defender to bite and went the other way.
Tied ball game, 2 apiece as Farmosili lets it fly from beyond the arc. Rebound Cowie. Back out to Leo Songa Ape. Tom Cowie lets it fly. Another Manila. Here we go. The Southland Sharks lead by 2.
Tried to get the response there, but didn't drop. Needs to get back in that corner. Go for another bank.
Cowie look for the step back 2. Good closeout from Cawthorn. Leo Songa Ape lets it fly. Cawthorn with the rebound. Another from Christchurch in this Schick 3x3 Cup. Salmon from the corner. Doesn't connect. Burden with the rebound. Klein Salmon, his brother Nathaniel, playing for the Wellington Saints, as Leo Songa Ape puts the Jets in a spin cycle, and then Farmosili dizzy after that one. Passes it out of bounds.
Great finish around the rim. Leo Songa Ape.
Kalman Poto re-enters. And Cowie from the GJ Gardner. Oh, it's halfway down.
Spun out. Too much spin.
Long on that one from Cawthorn. Back with Cowie. The 21-year-old, born and bred Southerner. Leo Songa Ape wide open. Can't connect. Rebound Robertson. Farmosili from the corner. Doesn't get the kiss off the backboard that time. It's back with Cawthorn. That one looks offline. Rebound Sharks. Fast start to this one.
You don't see many of the all-black shoes anymore that Cowie's got.
Kalman Poto with the miss from close range. Cawthorn looks to get things going.
Nice athletic finish.
Cuts the Sharks' advantage to 2.
Poto with their size advantage underneath and makes Cawthorn pay.
Bully ball from DKP as Farmosili lets it fly. Kalman Poto with the rebound. Just over 3 minutes gone in this one. Sharks 6, Jets 3.
Teardrop doesn't go.
Teardrop, but a strong rebound from Kalman Poto once more, who's having it all his own way down low. Farmosili, though, gets around him.
Bit of a mismatch again. Let's see what they can do.
So hard to contain. DKP gets his own rebound. Finishes with the left. Sharks out to a 4-point lead. They have it through Ben Robertson. Farmosili. Cawthorn catches Cowie in the air. Nice move again from James Cawthorn.
Oh, the song up here with the Jets. Against the Jets.
Cawthorn.
Oh,
and that might have been...
tip.
Yeah, it was deflected, wasn't it? Leo Songa Ape. Thought it might have been on the way down, but a play on. Cowie has it. And that one's just off. Long rebound from Farmosili. Cawthorn.
He'll let it fly.
Doesn't mind a shot from beyond the arc. Can't connect on this one. It's going back and forth. Haven't seen subs for a wee while. Salmon and Burton and enjoying the view.
I'm sure to see Kalman Poto fouling, just as I predicted.
He called it there. I think it had been the best part of 2 minutes with no changes. And a Good business decision there from DKP. Brings Burden back into the game for Cowie. Whaimosili takes his seat as Cawthorn lets it fly from the GJ Gardner Homes logo. And can't connect. So coming up to the midpoint of this one, Sharks leading 9 points to 5. Both Southland teams on action to conclude the pool action in the Schick 3x3 Cup. You can flick channels if you like and take in the Southland Storm and the Southern Hoiho.
Referee Hayden Putt just called an offensive foul on DKP for shirt holding. So ball will go back to Jets.
And here's Salmon with it. Finds Cawthorn, who blows by Tom Cowie and finishes with the left. James Cawthorn is filling up the stat sheet in this one.
Nice drive. Can't get that one to drop.
So the Jets within 3. James Cawthorn was mentioning pre-tournament had a bit of an Achilles issue, but showing no signs of injury here. There's Robertson, the little floater, and the Jets are within 2. Here comes Alonzo Burden. The up and under used the rim to his advantage, and the Sharks hit double digits, 10 points to 7, as Robertson lets it fly. Cowie with the rebound. Cowie thinks about it there from the TAB. Oh, great spin move, but doesn't get the roll.
No foul. Play on.
I was just about to say, the refs have put the whistle away in this one. Just 2 fouls called as we approach the 6-minute mark. Great work from Robertson to keep it in, but straight back to Burden. Can't connect on the 2.
Masonga up here with the back tap. Out to the open Cowie, who passes to Zoe Burden for the nice drive.
And another tactical foul. This time from Tom Cowie to bring Kalman Poto back into this one. Long passages of play without substitutions. Huffing and puffing both teams. Tama Whaimosili with it. Sharks lead by 4. Robertson with the spin and finish.
Got good touch around the rim, Robertson.
23-year-old out of Wellington. As Cowie kicks it out to Zoe Burden, who takes it straight to the rack and finishes with the left. Here's Robertson once more, likes the matchup. Round the back, razzle dazzle, and the finish.
Great finish. Took contact, but missed a box out there.
Burden, long 2, gets his own rebound. Another tactical foul as Kalman Poto looked to go to work on Klein Salmon down low.
Just gave him a bear hug. It's only their first foul.
Yeah, they've put the whistles away, and in fact the fouls have just been tactical ones most of the time. Nice finish there from Tom Cowie. Opens it up to a 5-point buffer for Southland. Cawthorn lets it fly, and he responds with a 2 of his own. 3-point ball game.
Mismatch underneath.
And DKP adds 1. He'll like that matchup any day of the week, ending in Whai. Whaimosili lets it fly. Can't connect. Back with Burden. And again, Kalman Poto down low. Foul on the floor. So Southland Sharks will have it from the top as we take a look at this replay. There's the bear hug deployed once more from Whaimosili.
So again, in 5-on-5, that's probably unsportsmanlike because there's no play at the ball.
Get up, young fella, on your birthday, Drew Leo.
Wow.
Put that one on Instagram.
And the crowd appreciate that shot.
And the net's still a mess.
Might have to jump up there and fix it, Drew Leo. No. Save it. Save the legs.
What a way to celebrate your 21st. Drew Leo Songe Ape. Getting up. Kalman Poto with it. Kicks it back to Leo Songe Ape. Burden catches Robertson in the air. And nice finish from DKP. And then the closeout. Hit the back of the arm. It'll stay with the Jets. But the Sharks are just 4 away. The crowd still on their feet after that monster dunk.
We were talking about alley-oops earlier. Don't think you can class that as an alley-oop. Technically, perhaps, but not above the rim.
Jets with possession, down 6. Going to need some big-time buckets here to take this one the distance. Here comes Fatma-Silly. Oh, nice dime to Salmon. Can't get the finish, but Robertson wide open on the Schick logo. Front iron. Back with Kalman Poto. Leo Songa Ape. Cowie. He'll let it fly. And connects. The Sharks are a bucket away.
2 points. Oh, there we go. Out of action.
Klein Salmon from the left corner. Can't get that one to go.
I think we're going to call that a foul. Yep, okay. Foul on White.
Now, the Sharks surely are aware of the bigger picture here. They just need a 2 to finish it, but 22 could be huge. And no doubt they'll be going for 1 if possible. I can even see Kalman Poto as he takes a seat. No, Burden. He wants to get off court. Lets it fly from the Schick. And that's maybe where fatigue's coming into it. It's Fatma-Silly with a big-time bucket.
Still hanging around, the Jets.
Oh, tough finish. Drew Leo Songa Ape. And one opportunity. This would close it out.
Do you think they know? Will they miss on purpose?
We're about to find out. Miss on purpose and try and go for 22. Or do they finish it here? Leo Songa Ape gets the roll. That'll do it.
Happy birthday, Drew. Got the win. And a spectacular dunk.
What a performance early doors on his 21st birthday for Drew Leo Songa Ape. The Sharks get it done and move to 5-2 in the Schick 3x3 Cup in Pool B. The Jets go to 2-5, but they've still got the crossover game ahead. And just waiting to see the standings updated. By my calculations, they move to 3rd. Or maybe not. I'm just going to have to wait and see, Kat Jones. It's too tough to tell because they lost to the Airs, but they beat the Magic. They're all tied on 5-2. James Lissaman's hovering around. He's beavering away, waiting for an update. In the meantime, we'll go to Hugh Bainan, who's got the birthday boy, Drew Leo Songa Ape.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Well, Drew, good win in front of the home crowd and back to form after last night's loss to the Airs. How are you feeling tracking into playoff time now?
I think we're feeling good. I think the losses help with us improving as a team and understanding that we've got to play hard every game. So coming out here and we just did what we did just then, so we just got to keep it going.
Every team approaches every game a little bit differently. How much do you guys pay attention to matchups? Because I know guys coming against you do, especially with the big fella DKB down low.
Yeah, we just read it. Like before every game, we know a few of the guys in the other teams and how they play and stuff. So it just goes by each game and who we're up against. And I mean, yeah, if obviously a bigger guy's on me, I'm going to take him 1-on-1. So. Yeah.
You're obviously playing, but you're also playing the role of a proud brother because your sister's playing as well in the competition. Keep an eye on her results.
Yeah. I'm watching her games. You're not doing as great, but I mean, she's having fun out there. She's enjoying her moments. She's a young player. She's getting older and just growing into the environment that's here and just learning new things. So I think she's doing real well.
For a lot of you guys who now play professionally in the NBL, you wouldn't have been in an environment like this probably since high school, having all the teams in the same spot, staying at the same hotels. Is it a good bit of fun?
Yeah, it's all right. I'm actually having a lot of my alone time in the hotel and just chilling out and focusing on the next things and just not getting too involved with all the other teams. Just focused on winning, pretty much.
Man, eye on the prize. Thanks very much, Julia.
Cheers, Hugh. We will take a short break here on Sky Sport. That concludes the pool action on Court 2 of the Schick 3x3 Cup. If you want to catch a late finish on the women's side, flick over to Sky Sport 1 right now. The Southland Storm taking on the Southern Hoiho, but it's time for the crossovers on the other side, and it will be on the women's side, the last 16. We've got the top side in Pool A, the Otago Gold Rush, and they'll be taking on the Northland Phoenix. That's on the other side of this break on your home of sport, Sky Sport.
Kia ora, welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland. Court 2 action here coming at you on Sky Sport 2, and let me tell you something, it's playoff time. Hugh Bannon here alongside James Lisserman, and we're frantically reading our notes, as you can see, and going through laptop as we keep up with the draw, which is now ever changing. Every result affects another one from now on, because it is last 16 or round of 16.
This should be the hardest one though. This is where you have to look at the wins and losses. That's the easy part, like where did you finish in the table. But we have one pool, I think, with 4 teams tied at one point. You look, well, if there's 2 teams, it's head-to-head, but then after that, it's total points scored or average points per game, given they've all played the same number of games. And we're just waiting for all of that to get updated, which will finalise the matchups. We are pretty confident that we're going to see the Gold Rush and the Northland Phoenix playing here shortly, but because the women's game on Court 1 has just finished as well, they have to get the matchups, not just from our pool and those 2 teams, but all of the women's games to get each of the 8 matchups slotted in, loaded up. So, yeah, we'll try and work out who everyone is playing. We think over on Court 1 we're going to have the men, the Whai, taking on Tavake Pacifica. And I see the Whai here, which is a good sign that they also think they're playing then as well.
I can see the Northland Phoenix and the Otago Gold Rush at the player entrance tunnel. So I think we've got this right there, James. So Otago Gold Rush against the Northland Phoenix. Otago Gold Rush finished first in Pool A, and they're taking on the Northland Phoenix, who finished bottom in Pool B. The Phoenix yet to get a win, so taking on a Gold Rush side, I think, with just 1 loss to their name.
Yes, it was the Harbour Breeze team that one of the youngest teams in the competition, I think, shocked them. It looked like, we had this is who we think should be the interview post-game for the Gold Rush, and then just a huge run spearheaded by Amy Pateman for the Harbour Breeze. Just said, well, actually, how about we snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? And they grabbed the win there, and they've kept the momentum growing. They've finished 3rd in the pool. I think for their one is, I think Hugh Bannon might have all the matchups now, possibly.
I do. So coming up on Court 2, next 3 games before we finish the morning or the afternoon schedule and head into an evening session from 5 o'clock tonight. So here with myself and James Lisserman, the Gold Rush will take on the Phoenix, followed by the Sharks taking on the Rapids. So a very quick turnaround for the Southland Sharks, who just finished their game. Then the Harbour Breeze taking on the Southern Hoiho before the afternoon session finishes, and then we take a wee break before the evening session. Court 1, the Whai taking on Tavake Pacifica in the men's competition. Nelson Sparks taking on the Whai in the women's comp before the Bulls take on the Jets. So all to play for now. The winners of the Sweet 16 round go into the top 8 quarterfinals, and the losers go into the bottom 8 classification games.
Yeah, so we think this is going to be highly intense, these games here. Is this, the pool games are nice, you want to finish as well as you can, but these are the business ones. If you lose here, have a bad game, your shot at glory is gone, like immediately. There's no second chances here.
Well, and that's the beauty of it, right? So, and the players know this. They're not, they're fully aware of how 3x3 works now. Yeah. In that, yes, you could have absolutely dominated pool play, or gone just maybe 1 or 2 losses. But if a team gets hot from 2-point land in a playoff game, that could be it. You could be done. You could be into the bottom 8 no matter how you went in a pool play. Yes, you've given yourself a better chance over pool play to have a more favourable matchup, but anything can happen in 3x3, as we've seen over the last 2.5 days.
No, that's the thing that's upsets galore. The TAB, I don't envy the odds maker to say, right, this is the team we think is going to win this game, and this is how close the teams are. It's so random, it's so hard, and that's what makes it so exciting. If you're going for a young team like the Rapids, which you said they're coming up in the second game, like they can shock some people, and they have shocked some people. As the Saints, I think, second to 7th qualifier from their pool, and who would have said that at the start of the competition?
Yeah, so that's going to come your way in the afternoon session when the Saints take on the Taranaki Airs, and the Magic will take on the Waikato University. So How about the Rams and Hawks playing off in the Sweet 16 as well?
Yeah, is that the matchup? Like, I had that initially and then realised the tiebreakers hadn't been applied properly to the official FIBA website, so it's... Yeah, there's some highly intense and intriguing matchups we're heading for in the first playoff games.
There's been some gymnastics happen behind the scenes and in the back end of websites as we get ready for the Sweet 16 round. And the team's heading out onto court 1 now, which you can go and see on Sky Sport 1, and that's the men's Whai team making their way out onto the court, where they'll take on Tavake Pacifica.
Yeah, and that men's Whai team, they are one of my picks for a team to be there in the last couple of rounds. I do need to look at the brackets, otherwise I might find that 3 of my teams are all going to play each other in the first couple of games. But they're a team you saw at the start of the competition. Well, Ty Wynyard.
Well, he's the most unguardable guy here, right?
He is.
And that helps.
It certainly
no matter
does.
which way you push it, that helps. You see our teams coming out now onto court from court 2, the Otago Gold Rush, who won the surprise packages of the competition so far. I'm impressed in every game, followed by Northland Phoenix. So 2 teams on both courts looking for their first win, and what a time to get it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be happy. Like, if this is the win, if you're not going to get one through pool play, that doesn't matter if you can turn it around here in the playoffs. But the Gold Rush, I think they're just a well-balanced and designed team. I think, you know, good size with Makadesh, but then the outside shooting ability. Nicole Gleeson, I think, was number 2 scoring-wise at the end of yesterday. And
she was player of the day yesterday in the women's competition, Nicole Gleeson. And she had 16 points in 1 game, as we see the squads. Makadesh, one of the great enforcers in Tauihi. Nicole Gleeson, Olivia O'Neill, commonly known as Pop, and Hannah Beattie for the Gold Rush. And for the Phoenix, Tuila Fa'alongo, Alia Lusonge Ape, Elliot Hermaya, and Vitalia Tuilave.
And just a relatively... Well, not all of them are young, but I guess not even inexperienced, but the Phoenix just haven't really been able to put long stretches of good play together, and that's why they're still searching for win number 1, and a tall task ahead of them here against the number 1 seed from the other pool here. And I think the coin toss, it might have already happened, or I might have missed that as the teams were warming up. But final last words as they get ready for the most important game of the tournament thus far.
Absolutely. Now we are into knockout mode, or knockdown mode, because you still play, just where you'll be playing for classifications as opposed to playing for all the lollies on Saturday night here at ILT Stadium Southland.
It's quite nice for me, just commentating them rather than frantically trying to work it out, and same for you.
Yeah, David Huxton and Marie Taylor doing a stellar job. And I see the big boss is in the building now. Dylan Boucher, MNZM, legendary tall black and breaker. 7-time New Zealand NBL champion. And now CEO of Basketball New Zealand. So great to have the big boss in the building for the rest of the competition. Here's Alia Lesonga Api. He'll pass fake before the floater gets the scoring underway for the Phoenix.
It was good defence by Fa'alonga, who basically forced a bad pass, and that was able to be picked off by Lasongiape. And we've seen that a lot of times, haven't we? Nicole Gleeson almost would have been on the edge of the frame there, launching one from the Schick logo. And she has all 3 points for the Gold Rush so far.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk to the social media team. We might talk about a graphic about who's got the greenest light here at the Schick 3 Cup. Gleeson very much in the conversation in the women's side of things. Tyler Mitchell as well. In the conversation, Maya Jones,
Tiana Clark.
So the greenest of green lights.
And it's not just, hey, would you like the green light? Yes, sure, I'd love it. It's, you shoot these at such a high clip, you deserve the green light, and it's best for our team.
You got to earn the green light. If you start assuming the green light, then your teammates will let you know.
Yes.
Well, you'll find out because you won't get the ball anymore. Foul there, so Northland United go from the top. They trail 3-1 here. Northland Phoenix, I should say, sorry. And that goes out of bounds from Lasonga Ape's 2-ball. Had a nice conversation with Drew Leo Lasonga Ape at the end of last game and mentioned his sister, and he's proud to see how she's getting better and better every time she takes the court.
Yeah, we can't spend too much time watching this game, as you said, just played, and they're playing next as well. So
as Gleeson drains another 2. Gleeson, an American. And she'll be keeping a keen eye on the Rams games as her partner Sam Smith plays for the Rams.
Well, they did have a shooting, well, they've had multiple shooting competitions, but, you know, she came in and said we had a competition and guess how many spots? I think it was, they had 7 spots and she won 5 of them against Sam. And he's not a bad shooter either, but
absolutely.
Nicole Gleeson, very good with the 3x3 basketballs.
Good hand from Hannah Beattie there too, make Lasonga Api's 2-ball a little bit harder. It's a good defense from the Phoenix to force a turnover.
Yeah, and the Gold Rush just almost froze there, like, oh, we didn't quite do what we were meant to do there. The good thing for them is the winner of this game, they get a rest until tomorrow. There's going to be 3 hard games. There's a nice bucket there from the Songi Ape.
Nice crossover step back from Alia. And here's Pop, Olivia O'Neill. Her 2-ball just off, so out of bounds it goes. And it will be Phoenix possession.
Are you surprised at the relative lack of bruises that we're seeing on people's arms and legs so far? Like, there's not none, but there's not quite the number I expected to see.
Yeah, because it has been physical, hasn't it? Anyone who's played the Kahu, anyone who's played the Gold Rush with Makadesh, very good rugby player Makadesh over the winter, plays a lot of club rugby up in the Tauranga area, and her, Shavana Palmas, the Jen O'Connell have put more than a few bodies on the floor.
And Nicole Gleeson is the offense for the Gold Rush, all 7 points, and then she got a steal there as well. She's looking for a post up inside.
O'Neill, though, says, I'm rattling a 2-ball instead. 9-3, the Gold Rush rushing to an early lead here. Lasonga Ape looking to fire back with 2. Gleeson gets the board. O'Neill drive. Lane opens up for her, but she misses the money. Hedemaya with the board. To Elave.
Yeah, just not aware that there was going to be pressure there. If you dribble to that corner, you've got to kind of make a quick move, because that's an ideal place for someone on defence to trap you. If they can force you right where there's the sideline baseline, it's hard sometimes to get out of that.
Bailed out by the foul from Gleeson, though. So here's Lasonga Ape. Tuilave from the Barradine College. Daughter of Robert Tuilave, or Dob as he's known, as I talked about Makadesh sending a few bodies to the floor. She's always first to help them up, though, is Maka.
Let's have a look. And I don't think it was her hit, it was just kind of the feet sliding out, and then Fa'alonga hit the ground pretty hard.
Tweaked her ankle as she hit the ground, and good to see Maka and Tuilave helping her off.
Maka's probably the happier of the two, like we've still got 4 players. Tuilave is probably thinking, oh my gosh,
I've got to play the rest of this game, let alone the other games. Hopefully Fa'alonga will get seen to by the physio. Just grabbing her knee there. I wonder if just a slight twist or tweak of the knee. Elliot Hedemaya will shoot the free throws. In Fa'alonga's absence, and rattles the first one in. Good relocation from Hannah Beattie as well. No one was watching. And Northern Phoenix just fell asleep on that one. Here's Lasonga Ape.
Yeah, good feed there and great pass. Just about. You think it looks really open near the rim. It's usually a lot harder than you think to score there. There's the Gold Rush just playing great defence after the
Nicole Gleeson just retreats beyond the arc, and the turnaround 2-ball. And there she is, causing trouble on defence. Lasonga Ape, not the handles, does Alia, but
I'm like, this one's going to fly, isn't it?
Shoots it, drains it. Nicole Gleeson, have yourself a day. And then another steal as well. She wants it back, but Hannah Beattie's going to take it herself. Feed the hot hand, Hannah.
Well, my official count, Nicole Gleeson, I think, has got 12 points. I can only remember the O'Neill 2 and the O'Neill drive. I don't think there's been any other Gold Rush buckets as Makadesh sends that one back to Hedemaya. And unfortunately, she made it bounce out of bounds, so it's a block shot and a turnover, I think.
No,
although
remains Phoenix ball. Maka just happy with her. Oh no, here we go. Other referees stepping up. And it's 8 seconds on the shot clock. It will be Phoenix ball. It's good to see the physio crew out in the background of the screen, tending to Fa'alonga.
She is smiling, which is a good sign.
Tuilave going to work. A really skillful young player. And as she develops, she'll get a bit more muscle and weight on that frame, which will help her in her post play, which is one thing I think she may have struggled with against some of the older Toihi players. But she is super skilled for Vitalia Tuilave. Here she is again, looking to go to work from the high post. Gleeson, though, wraps her up nicely, and that's going to be a turnover.
And this is looking like everything. Well, I think the Gold Rush, the loss to the Breeze yesterday, I think is, we'll see how they go the rest of the way, but they felt like they had a win in the bag and just let it slip away from them. I don't expect to see a letdown here. Great pass inside from O'Neill to Beattie. Gets blocked, but stays with it and gets the bucket. 17-4 the margin now. Songiape just dancing a bit here. Gets the angle and can't quite make the bucket. And Tuilave a little late.
Doesn't go from Gleeson. Won't deter her, though, from another one. That one left a little short. O'Neill inside to BD. And the Songiape call for the foul.
So probably actually a good matchup that they've got into there with Tuilave guarding Gleeson just with that extra height to challenge the shots as we see the foul there inside. One shot for Beattie at the Sky Sport line. And it is good. 18-4 the score now. And getting close to end of the game, I think.
Hedemaya back to Lasonga wide open from 2-point land. Vitalia Tuilava with a great offensive ball, just couldn't get the putback to go. O'Neill, Daesh charging after it and keeping it in bounds. There's that rugby pedigree of Makadeish as she throws a perfect spiral pass to Pop O'Neill. And Hannah Beattie drops the 2 balls. So the Gold Rush just 1 bucket away. And 22 doesn't matter anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Just win the game and move on to the next round. And that could be on its way to Coventry Plaza.
I'm still sure if Gleeson's out there, she's going to launch 2s no matter what the time is, though. But you are correct. A win is all you need now once we get to the bracket stage of the competition. And here she is up the top with the check ball. Yeah, it's their regular play. The flare screen out to the side.
Gleeson for the win. Not this time, Makadeish for the win. And there it is. The Gold Rush make light work of Northland Phoenix. And they win 21-4 in this first Sweet 16 game. Or round of 16 game. Let's call it the Sweet 16.
I think the Sweet 16 is good, isn't it?
Sweet 16 game against the Northland Phoenix.
And yes, so the reward for that is they get the rest of the day off, I think. Like I printed this out a few days ago, so there is a chance that
no, you're right,
the draws have been changed.
Because later on in the day, once we get past the Sweet 16 stage, we'll be classifying from the bottom up, essentially. Before the grand finals tomorrow night here at ILT Stadium Southland.
I had told Nicole Gleeson we're going to get her on the post-game interviews at some stage.
She's not been interviewed yet.
She's wrangled her way out of it again.
Olivia O'Neill, though, is the willing recipient of an interview. She's with the lovely Kat Jones.
Kia ora, Olivia. Another great win for you guys. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, obviously, yeah. I think that was a really good team contribution from everyone. Everyone got on the scoreboard, so yeah, we really enjoyed that.
So top 8, and who are you most unlikely or who are you most fearing in the matchup for the second round?
I don't know. Obviously, we've just been taking it one game at a time, so I don't know who we're going to be meeting, but obviously the other pool, everyone looks really competitive and a lot of upsets yesterday, so we've seen anything can happen, so everyone's a threat at this point.
And tell me about Nicole Gleeson. She's been shooting the ball from deep. Is this something that she does a lot, or tell the viewers a bit more about it?
So Nicole Gleeson, she's American. She's got a lot of confidence. Love her. I mean, all the respect in the world when I say that. She's obviously got a really hot hand. Obviously great to be playing with her instead of against her. A lot of assists for us, but yeah, she's a big weapon for us.
You know, I think she was a standout performer yesterday with 9 2s made, so she'll be hoping to carry that form through into the next round. For the rest of your team, you've got strength and size. Tell me a little bit about Makadeish.
Yeah, obviously we've got 2-point shooters, and Mac is just... she's a bully inside, and another one that I love playing with instead of against. She cleans up all the rebounds, just never quits. She's a hustler, and we love having her on our team.
Awesome work, and congratulations on the win, and good luck for the next couple of rounds.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Kat Jones, and thank you to Olivia O'Neill. The Gold Rush made light work of their first playoff game in the Sweet 16 stage, taking down Northland Phoenix, 21 points to 4. And coming up next here on Court 2, we're into some men's action in the last 16. Can you read my writing? Rapids. I can,
yes.
just about West Coast Rapids taking on the Southland Sharks. And a wrinkle in this one is the Southland Sharks just finished. Geez, not
20 minutes ago?
20 minutes ago, and they're going to have to turn around against the West Coast Rapids side who've caused some problems to some big names already so far in this tournament. We'll take a break and we'll be back with the ladies here from the Schick 3x3 Cup, live from ILT Stadium, Southland.
And the West Coast Rapids for the Sharks in 2, Tom Cowie. 3, Drew Leo Tavake. 4, Alonso Burton. And 8, Dom Kelman Poto.
Well, welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland. You're with us on Sky Sport 2, and we are looking after Court 2 as the Sweet 16 gets underway. And for the men, the Southland Sharks are in action against the West Coast Rapids. Q Baden here alongside James Lisserman, and over on Sky Sport 1, Justin Nelson and Casey Frank.
It'll be the Sparks going up against the Whai. They just had the Whai men's team playing, and now it's a chance for the Whai women's team. But I just wonder if the Sharks ended up in a three-way tie in their Pool B, 5 wins, 1 loss, and so that comes down to the points scored. And I think if they'd gone for a few more games trying to get to that 22 rather than 21, it may have been just the margin they needed to avoid having to play so soon after their final pool game.
Alonso Burton, Dominique Kelman-Porto, Julia Lusongi Ape and Tom Cowie for the Sharks. Ben Hall, Jared Hibbs, Kai Isaac, Kieran Russell for the Rapids. And Ben Hall, Kai Isaac doing the lion's share of work scoring-wise for the Rapids, but don't sleep on Kieran Russell and Jared Hibbs, the 2 local West Coasters. Both have hit some pretty crucial 2-pointers when needed. Over on that other court, James, that's the 2 teams who have lost a player. So there'll be no subs in that playoff game between the Sparks and the Whai in the women's competition, as Missy Nuku and River Walker-Pittman both out with injuries. So
I did talk to River, and she said, I was hoping to be able to play today. The physio said no, definitely for the morning and probably not for the afternoon. And unfortunately for her, their team is playing now. And I think if they do drop this game, we probably won't see her playing afterwards. It'll be tomorrow to try and wrap up the competition. But yeah, the Sparks have done extremely well to be so competitive with 3 players, the bulk of the tournament. But yeah, it's a tough ask here on our court, the Sharks. The key thing here is just the lack of rest between games. And this one's going to be far tougher than the last one. It is win, get into the top 8, lose, and you're playing for 9 through 16.
And no real way to prevent it, I guess, in such a congested draw.
No, we could have finished earlier and then had a much bigger night. I'm happy with the way it's ended up because it's pretty tiring the whole way through. Although if I was the person in charge of organising the matchups and trying to get that done as quickly as possible, I might have changed some things. But hey, a commentator, you've got different priorities. You want to get the games and have enough energy the whole way through. And for fans coming down to watch as well, I think the breakdown of the games and the way it's working is pretty good.
Sharks wearing blue and orange, West Coast red and white, and we're underway. Cowie, Burton, DKP out there for the Sharkies. And there's a little set play trying to get Alonso Burton a bucket, and it's exactly what Alonso Burton gets.
Well, the thing is, you can't sell out on that, knowing that that's what the play's designed for. Because if you get it wrong, DKP will just turn and go and finish himself anyways. That's what he does right there. Look at that. We look like we know these teams, don't we?
Ben Hall, who's been one of the great slashers of the competition so far. Kai Isaac shoots a contested 2-ball.
Yeah, both him and Tom Cowie knew, well, there's only 1 second on the shot. We know the shot has to go up.
And there's DKP with another bucket.
And yeah, he knew it. He would try to give enough space. Ben Hall smartly just went directly at Kalman Potul there, forcing the referee to call the delay of game this early in the game. Something teams try to hold on to towards the end in case they want to just force a whistle and then take a timeout or have a substitution later in the game.
Good hand from Lasonge Api, but in doing that, he left Ben Hall open, and Ben Hall takes over with those two. Back inside to the well of Kalman Potul they go, and Jared Hibbs with the foul. Says, you know what, can't be bothered to try and deal with DKP backing me down. I'll commit a foul early.
And nobody says, hey, we'll switch out with you. He's still there having to guard Kalman Potul, this time on the other side of the basket.
And there he is getting the finish. DKP.
Yes, the Sharks looking like they're all business at the moment. Burton swats that shot from Hall and it somehow bounces back to him, and nice little finger roll there.
Inside to Kalman Potul again. Hall just a second or two late for the block. And 5-4 the Sharks lead. Kai Isaac step back, 2-ball, down it goes. Isaac for 2. Songe Api trying to find DKP. Can't get that one to go. Ben Hall has to go again to get the rebound. 6-5, the Rapids lead the Sharks. Here's Kaya Isaac trying to find someone and finding Ben Hall. And there's the slashing action of Ben Hall with a finish. 2-point lead for the Rapids. Oh, and then he gets the steal.
Yeah, great finish there. He went through 2 defenders and finished the reverse. Can't make it this time. And there is our first foul, I think, of the game. No, we had the one earlier on the Kalman Potul post-up. It's 2 team fouls now for the Rapids. You can see there just the foul, the grab at the shirt there is what was seen. And that's usually what you do when you want to have a bit of a rest in 3x3. And I think this will stay with the Sharks here. 7 seconds on the shot clock after Isaac just made life a little bit tough there on the dribble out.
Foul called there on Kieran Russell. Found the Alonzo Burton. Son of the great Willie Burton.
Bit of a different player than Willie Burton though.
Greatest rebounder in Sounds NBL history. Some outrageous stat that I'll double check of Tom Cowie. Oh, wanted a foul from contact but didn't make the layup, and here's Hall. They lead by 2 the Rapids, and there's Cowie with the defense. Might shoot the 2, will eventually, and will drain it. TC. James Hargis College here in Invercargill. Russell step back, 2-ball, left it a little bit short, and Burton goes to get the board.
He gets some really nice height on his shots, able to score, let it go over bigger guys, and you see there the nice finish inside. There's a whistle from court one, so everyone freezes for a second as Lasonge Api blocks a 2-point shot.
The patience from Ben Hall.
Gets out to him, and we're tied at 8-8 here. Like, this is... I felt like the momentum had been all with the Sharks, and you look around and a couple of 2-point bombs from the Rapids and Ben Hall scoring inside, and they're right here with them.
Well, the Sharks were dealing in ones at the start of this game. Oh, Lasonge Api jumping out the gym. He is so athletic, and that's a good foul there.
3 second call, yeah.
I thought Alonzo Burton had committed a good foul. Either way, Sharks possession.
Well, Ben Hall had stayed there as Lasonge Api was flying at him. It would have been I think Lasonge Api would have hit the ground pretty hard and been whistled for the foul.
Oh, there is Drew Leo for 2. One of the most promising young players in the country. So athletic. And also a bit of a TikTok star. Drew Leo was in the Samsung ad earlier this year. They needed someone to throw a few dunks down, and Drew Leo was their man. Look at him going to work. Kaya Isaac with a great wrap up there to win the ball back for the West Coast Rapids.
I mean, I've heard them say it's his birthday today as well, or was that you saying it?
Who's Kaya Isaac's?
No, Lasonge Api's birthday.
Drew Leo's birthday. Oh, that's nice to know.
Well, according to Nick Jeffrey on the stadium microphone.
Nick would know as a proud Sharks man, and Drew Leo, of course, a proud Shark in 2022. DKP changes his mind, fires it back to TC. 7 on the shot clock. Cowie going to work on Russell. Crossover, finish. Tom Cowie gives the Sharks a 4-point lead, and Drew Leo just taps that into the score bench.
And it just about ended up with a Falcon on the score bench there. As you're looking down at your laptop to make sure the scores are in, and then all of a sudden, peripheral vision, you see just an object flying towards you.
Paul Burton might have just got a tip to it, but it went in anyway. 2 ball there. Back inside to Kelman Portal they go. Russell with his hands full here. And he bear hugs DKP. Foul called. Hibbs, I should say, sorry. It's Jared Hibbs on the defence. And DKP will go to the line to shoot 1.
Yeah, just a little, you can see there the grab, like as soon as DKP went into his dribble. And he's proven to be a handful here.
Nice easy play for Alonzo Burton to get open for 2. Off the back iron, gets the long rebound. Sharks by 2. Lasonga Ape over Kyra Isaac. Twine for Drew Leo. Isaac looking to pay him straight back. Almost got the lucky bounce off the top of the backboard. Isaac. Oh, DKP out of nowhere with the block. And he's pumped up is Dominique.
He did so well. Like Ben Hall had him sealed off there. He somehow got around Ben Hall, as you see the finish of that play there, to come over and challenge the shot, because it looked like a wide open lane for Isaac just to get there. And again, great passing inside. Burton just in a bind. Like, you can only guard 2 people for so long. You did about it as well as you possibly could there, with the Rapids down 14-11 after that bucket.
Slung up his 2 doesn't go. Cowie and Hall tied up.
And Ben Hall's just saying, how can it be a tie ball if his hands are around my waist and then the ball there?
Ben Hall sporting some strapping on his right hand. I wonder if he had a blister or a thumb injury, perhaps.
And then the check here is Kyle. Isaac was up the top saying, well, how about I just line up here and everyone gets ready here to have the thing. Actually, the talk is, did Ben Hall actually have clean possession after the rebound? If he did, then it'll be possession going to the Sharks. If it was just a contest for the rebound, it'll be Rapids ball here at the top. So there we go. So it is a tie ball forced, but it will stay with the it'll go to the Rapids as Sharks had the last offensive possession.
Inside they go to Hall, and that's 1 point out there, 14-12. Burton back inside to Kelman Portal. Sixes a rear end out and draws a foul. And the Rapids have 5 fouls. The Sharks have none.
Or I honestly would be doing that all the time if I was the Sharks. Just give it to DKP.
Give him a couple of
seconds.
It's going to be 2 shots per foul. In fact, in 2 fouls time it will be.
And then it's such a huge advantage if your team gets into that bonus first, because you can get points, and the other team has to just let you go to the rim.
Cowie turns down the 2 ball, drives down the lane and over the front of the rim. Good defense from Kelman Portal to get out to Hall. Hall goes to the lane. Cowie lets the time up. Jump ball, the call from Mel O'Connor.
And Tom Cowie this time saying, that's our ball this time, right? A tie ball goes to me this time.
It is Alonzo Burton from the top.
So Sharks looking for their set here. Cowie gets a little bit of a lift there.
Oh, that's just nice guard play from Tom Cowie. Drive rips through on his way and for the finish. So 4-point lead, 4:22 to go. Kyra Isaac, it's been a really impressive play. Oh, Burton left Ben Hall wide open, couldn't capitalise.
Yeah, I don't know how just a little jab fake, I think, without the ball, and Burton.
Kelman Portal. And now the Rapids aren't fouling. Kelman Portal down low. Kyra Isaac, big bucket for the Rapids. 17-14, under 4 to go. Burton will look up at the hoop and he drives and he finishes.
So the hometown fans will be happy with that. It's Ben Hall to the rim. And
he nods and he does accept that that's a delay of game warning. But I will give Ben Hall benefit for the doubt here.
Yeah.
He didn't want to land on the ball because it went right under his feet.
It is. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was a safety thing there. The ball was under there. And I think that's what the referees are saying, actually. Maybe we were a little harsh with that delay of game.
I think it's because he kicked it away, as what Hamish Pipe just indicated there. He understands him hanging on the rim, but he kicked the ball away while he was there. So that's a delay of game warning. So all's fair, 3x3. And over on the other team, other court, close one. I won't give it away, but a close one between the Whai and the Sparks in the Sweet 16 of the women's competition.
So yeah, 18-15 here, 3:46 to go. And that's the delay of game warning for both teams. Remember, we had one on Kalman Poto after the check ball. This one on Ben Hall from the Rapids. And Kalman Poto just gets Isaac going around for the steal there. He just gets a direct line to the basket.
West Coast ball. The Sharks a 2-pointer away. The Rapids still in this game though, 19-15.
Yeah, no team ready to celebrate or give up yet. As you know, just the hot shooting ability here, especially these two, Kaya Isaac and Ben Hall, can easily make 2-point buckets, but
Alonzo Burton is a seasoned NBL pro.
Yeah, just thinking about his dad, how good would it be to have someone like Willie Burton, you're doing your shooting practice and he's just, I bet he's rebounding, just bulleting out passes, so no wonder your son's such a good shooter.
It's an incredible stat that I was about to get into earlier as DKP gives the Sharks, puts the Sharks just 1 point away from victory. Isaac knows he needs a 2. Ball skips through the lane, he's going to take the 1, banks it in, 20 points to 15. But Willie Burton won 7 or 8 rebounding titles in this NBL. As DKP's going to have a chance to win this from the line. But from his first to his last, there's something like 17 years.
Yeah, it's a huge...
Since he won his first rebound title to when he won his 7th. Just phenomenal. Still such a great man to bump into at a Hawke's Bay Hawks game. Anyway, back to this section. Dominique Kelman-Poto to the line for the win and to put the Sharks into the quarterfinal of the top 8.
Well, he'll be really happy if he can make it like the worst possible turnaround. Well, I guess it could have been one game worse. They at least had a game break between them. And the Sharks live on. The reward is they get the entire afternoon off. They can go back to the hotel. I assume they're at the hotel. They're all based down here, but
Tom Cowie and Alonzo Burton have places down here. Drew Leo Lasongapi, TKP at the hotel.
So yeah, I'm sure they'll go home, shower, eat, and then I'm sure they will be back here this afternoon just to keep an eye on the other games, but a bit more of a relaxing time for them, knowing that they don't have to play in any of the games immediately.
Just waiting for a chance to have a chat with the big man, Dominique Kelman-Poto. If you're hankering for some more basketball over on Sky Sport 2, there's a great game going on in the Women's Sweet 16 between the Sparks and the Whai.
Yeah, about 2.5 minutes to go over there in a very tight game. So, yeah, we won't hold it against you if you want to switch over to that one.
But if you want to hear from one of the great men of Southland Sharks, we'll go over to Nick Bewley, who's with DKP.
Kelman-Poto, man, you guys had to work this last hour, the final pool game, back it up straight away in the Sweet 16. You get the job done. It's a really tough West Coast side.
Yeah, again, like I said, every game, shout out to the other team, West Coast. They're really good players. I know Ben Hall for a little bit now, and he's an incredible player, so is Kai. So just shout out to them for playing hard, giving us a run for our money. As my team, we're trying to run it back for that chip, and come back and win it 2 years in a row. So that's all our mentality is right now, and have fun.
Ice in the veins too at the Sky Sports stripe. You always back yourself there to get the job done and close it out?
My team has my back, so I've got to have my back, right? I got my team's back, they got my back. So at the end of the day, I'm playing for them and my family. So that's it.
And here in the Shark Tank too, how good?
Oh, incredible being in front of Sharks fans again and having that support like always.
Well, put your feet up, mate. We'll see you back here for the quarterfinals.
Oh my gosh, thank you, man. Thank you.
One of the most popular men in the Souths NBL, Dominique Kelman-Poto. And he'll be a tired man right now as he blinks his eyes, making his way off the court. Tight turnaround for the Sharks, but they've earned the afternoon off. And thanks to Nick Bewley for the interview. We'll take a break when we get back. Harbour Breeze against the Southern Hoiho in the Sweet 16. And the last game of the first session here on day 3 of Schick 3x3 Cup. Breeze Hoiho coming up after the break.
So 21 seconds, looking good for the Fly to get this.
Welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland. Action happening on Court 1 over on Sky Sport 1 between the Whai and the Sparks in the Women's Sweet 16. Over here on Court 2, you've got Hugh Bainer and James Lisserman for one more game here in Session 1 before we take a break, and we're back at 5 o'clock for Session 2. Harbour Breeze up against the Southern Hoiho coming up in just a few minutes' time on Court 2. And we've obviously seen all these teams, haven't we, James, over the last couple of days. And this Breeze side, who I think all four of them are still at school.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about four of the most promising young schoolgirls in New Zealand basketball. But yes, still at school. And struggled on day one, but yesterday, 3-0 for the day. And with some big scalps to their name. So they'll be coming in full of confidence here to take on a Hoiho side who are physical, they are uncompromising, they are tough. So we're talking about Samara Gallagher, who's one of the most hustle-heavy players in Tauihi, and Jen O'Connell, one of the biggest, if not the biggest.
I think she is the biggest
here. And with some sharpshooters and Tyler Mitchell and Caitlin O'Connell. So this is going to be an interesting matchup and a real test of the young Harbour team's mettle.
No, but I mean, an advantage they have here is the Hoiho. This is their third game of the morning session, so this is probably, if you're going to have to play a team in the morning session, this is probably one of the teams that you'd pick. And as you've said, they've knocked off some much more fancy teams throughout the last day and a half, and why not grab another win here? But the Hoiho, majority of the players from the Tauihi League this year, this will be an important game for them. It'll be a disappointing competition here if they don't come through and make it into the top 8 at least.
Conversely, it'll be an incredible achievement if the Breeze do make it through to the top 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet it against them, the way that they've been playing and their shooting ability, and Amy Pateman especially, she really impressed me in the come from behind win against the Otago Gold Rush yesterday morning, I think it was.
Pateman alongside Rebecca Moores, Isabel Pugh and Mackenzie Chatfield is fresh off winning MVP at the Secondary School Nationals last week for Westlake Girls High School, who won it all. And for the Hoiho, Caitlin O'Connell, no relation to Jen O'Connell, Tyler Mitchell, and there's Samara Gallagher in the middle of your screen, the talismanic captain of the Hoiho, both 3x3 and 5-a-side.
You'll know their fitness levels on the other side. I said, you'd like to play a team which is playing game number 3. The Hoiho, probably one of the better teams fitness-wise to be able to deal with it.
Even if they're, Samara Gallagher, she'll run through multiple brick walls for her team, whatever jersey she's wearing that day. One of the great stories of New Zealand basketball, her comeback in Tauihi. And just such a lovable character as well, on and off the court.
I wonder how the young Breeze players will deal just with the physicality and the size of O'Connell as you see her here going to the rim to finish. And she just will move people out of the way to get rebounding position. It's only a couple of minutes away here, just over 1, I think, until we get this game up and running to find out, I guess our 5th and 6th teams on the 2 courts that'll join the first 4 that have qualified for the final 8. Or the Elite 8? What are we going with that as well?
Quarterfinal.
Quarterfinal, okay.
I'll go back to basics.
So referees for this game, the referee up the top, I think, is Hamish Dale. He was starting to walk towards the other court.
Shout out to our referee crew, who are doing a great job. They're also adapting to the 3x3 game, just like the players are.
Yeah, Hamish has done multiple 3x3.exe games with me on a Sunday night, so he's pretty up with it, but it is I've
talked to him to flick between the two, especially when, as Hamish has been locked into, NBL Tauihi, high level 5-a-side as well. But
now that's what I've asked them. They said it's far easier in terms of running because you're basically in one spot, but you're constantly on because the game's so fast, and you have to be aware
like those tie balls, who did it actually come off with? And did they have possession, and constantly checking the shot clock, and has it been cleared? So a bit more mentally taxing than a regular 5-on-5 game.
And that's a delay of game warning for Caitlin O'Connell and the Hoiho for an unfair check. Tyler Mitchell, she's on our green light list. Over to Sammy Gallagher, who can hit them and hit them beautifully in one game.
And the smaller O'Connell there.
There's Mitchell with the green light, draining the first points of this game, 2-0. As Rebecca Moores, little sister of Jessica Moores, who's over at university at the moment.
And that was a great challenge from Mitchell there. Moore's up to the task, though, to finish at the rim. And big Izzy Pugh makes that pretty hard to score at the rim, when you're driving.
There's Moore's down low with Gallagher on her. And just a great opportunity, and we said it all the time, for these youngsters. You look at young Rebecca Moore's going up against Samara Gallagher. It's just a great opportunity for her to go up against a former Tulfern, a Toihi player. Three providing those opportunities here at the Schick Cup. Jen O'Connell might have copped one in the chops there from Izzy Pugh, but she went through the challenge. Tough and uncompromising Southlander is Jen O'Connell.
And that was a smart play there, just to knock the ball out, knowing that she was probably going to be tied up if she held on to it. So quickly getting it out to her teammate.
O'Connell going to the hoop, looking to bank it in. Great defence from Pugh. We're going to have a physical battle between those two, I think. Here's Chatfield right out in front.
And we have a foul inside. Nobody seems to know. Was that on me or on the other team there?
Harbour Breeze ball, though. Let's see what, maybe the holding.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, on Mitchell. The Breeze here running some of their... They're pretty quick, aren't they, in terms of...
Chatfield turned down the mid-range jumper, and here's Caitlin O'Connell. Scarpering across the baseline. She's fouled as she tried to get the shot up, so she'll go to the line to shoot one.
And just looks like she's favouring her wrist there. Might have been hit a little bit, but not too much to make her say, I'm going to take a sub here. Said she's at the Sky Sport free throw line to shoot one.
Over on the other channel, Sky Sport 1, the final men's game of the first session. Manawatu Jets up against the Franklin Bulls. As Pateman gets the 2-ball up, and a big rebound offensively from Izzy Pugh. Right into heavy traffic goes Pugh, gets her own rebound. Pateman wide open, 2-ball up. 2-ball down from Amy Lee Pateman. O'Connell, that bounced her off her own boot. She did, she recovered though. Into her namesake, Jen O'Connell. A couple of pops at that, will Jen, and she's fouled, so she'll go to the line to shoot one.
Yes, it's quite jarring. Izzy Pugh and Moores, for that matter, are both very tall players, and normally they have just an advantage over everyone. But then you see Jen O'Connell has quite a significant amount on top of both of them, as Gallagher just bullies her way to the rim and gets an offensive rebound. His second possession is... Would she lead the competition in second?
Her and Kason Bookman would be my guess.
Mecca Day, she does a bit, but if we're talking about the ones that bust in from the outside the arc all the way, as Gallagher just not giving up there inside. See there, hit once, hit twice, and just the strength to go up through that foul there. And she's at the line here shooting one. I can just see Chatfield walking around. O'Connell is not letting her get open.
What a threat Mackenzie Chatfield is, and the exciting thing about all these 4 young Harbour players is a good chance we won't see them for 3 or 4 years, because they'll make their various ways to colleges, and when we do see them, they'll be different players. Exciting time in their lives as the 2-ball goes up from Pateman. Great rebound from Mackenzie Chatfield. Hit him on the tall timber there as well, was Mackenzie. Goes to work up with her left, just a little strong. Jen O'Connell comes down with the board, shrugs off Izzy Pugh. It's fast, it's physical, it's furious 3x3 basketball, and it's playoffs, so as you can see, it counts just that little bit more. Pugh with the finish. Here's O'Connell in the corner. Caitlin, that is, tracked nicely by Amy Lee Pateman. Jen O'Connell thought about it. Remembered it's not the strongest of her points. And then Caitlin O'Connell goes in low. There's Jen O'Connell doing what she does best. Rebound, put back.
And that was the smaller, I keep wanting to say younger O'Connell, but I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Younger,
she is the younger as
but
well.
They're not related. But yes, Caitlin O'Connell from Taranaki, Jen O'Connell from Southland. Caitlin O'Connell is younger. She's at Otago University.
Now, she did a good job there just to keep the ball alive, tapped it over to her namesake Jen. There's a Pateman, you cannot leave her open because
2 ball.
She should have been on our list of green lights as well.
Caitlin O'Connell trying to get around Amy Lee Pateman now, having to step through, had to get it up before she travelled and the foul called. So Caitlin will shoot 1 from the line.
Now Pateman played in the under-17 New Zealand team, and my wife, assistant coach with the team, they're very impressed with her and said she was one of the players that just was ready to play every single game, played hard, and they needed scoring, and that's what she could provide a little bit of. As you see right here, it holds true for the 3x3 Schick Cup as well.
Chatfield turns the corner, stops on a dime, and that's a risky pass when Jen O'Connell's looming around the paint. Caitlin O'Connell wants to shoot this. Chatfield gave her a little bit of space. So Gallagher will shoot it from the corner. Not this time for Sammy Gallagher.
Good crossover and drive, and O'Connell.
Finish from Amy Lee Pateman. Gallagher from the other corner. No Tyler Mitchell, who's the 3-point gun for this Hoiho side.
Yeah, it's getting pretty fast now. Just the rebounding up and in.
Good hand from Chatfield as O'Connell went up. Moores scampers beyond the arc, and here's Pateman looking back to Moores, utilising the mismatch down low. And Tyler Mitchell will come back into the game and look to launch some more bombs.
Yeah, and you see, like, neither team wants to back down here. The Breeze 5 fouls, the Hoiho on 2 is O'Connell. Great job to swim over that, get the tip in the steal, and there's Miss Greenlight, Tyler Mitchell.
Mackenzie Chatfield does well to negotiate her way out of that jam. O'Connell following Chatfield too fast. Great find and great relocation from Gallagher. The 2 ball doesn't go, and here's Chatfield. O'Connell trying to stay in front of her. Tough to do.
Yeah, I know O'Connell, they won't have really had time to look through the games from this morning, but she must really be thinking, man, every time there's a little guard on me, they're just wanting to turn the corner, and I've got to work out how I should play deep, how close to go, knowing that I'm that much taller, that I just don't keep having that happen to me.
Breeze up 10-6 on the Hoiho here. And there's Tyler Mitchell. Excuse me, Tyler Mitchell to half that lead. Gallagher and O'Connell combining there to get the steal. Mitchell again, foul, shooting 2 by Mackenzie Chatfield. So Tyler Mitchell will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and I think that was just trying to put the hand there in the midsection to put her off, and unfortunately, it's definitely unfortunately if you're sending them to the line for 2, and someone as good a shooter as Mitchell is at the Sky Sport 2 line makes free throw number 1 to cut the lead down to 1. And this one here will tie us up at 10 points apiece, but in the Hoiho's favour, the Breeze are up to 16 fouls already now. And just a lost ball out of bounds there, so the Breeze will have it up the top. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
So this is what it's about, right?
It is the Chatfield up the top. Looking for the back cut from Pateman initially. She ends up just driving
just inside the lane. A nice finish.
Yeah, Mitchell, I think she had a little bit of contact there. Just missed that shot. 4.5 minutes to go. And she'll head to the bench as Gallagher comes back in. And Pugh goes out, which means it's Moores matched up against the much, much bigger O'Connell.
Moores driving at O'Connell. Good defense from O'Connell. Big rebound. And Caitlin O'Connell from right out in front can't get it to go. Pateman, the Breeze lead by 1. And there is a nice finish there from Mackenzie Chatfield, but delay of game chicanery from the Breeze. Just a warning this time.
Yeah, well, they've pretty much used them all up now. That's their delay of game. They've used up 6 personal fouls, so they're up by 2, but it feels like those other numbers are not in their favour now, and it may be too hard to hang on to now what is a 1-point lead.
12-11 after a nice bit of interior play from Gallagher and O'Connell. You might have heard a bit of noise in the background there after a finish on court 1 in the men's competition.
Well, we talked about you don't really need to go for 22 points, you just need 21, but it looks like there may have been a shot from behind the arc when a team was on 20 in that game over there.
Gallagher can't get it to go. Out of bounds it goes, so Breeze ball from the top. They lead by 1, 3:43 to go in this one. The last round, last game of the first session on day 3. We are playoff games all the way until Saturday night now here at the Schick 3x3 Cup live on Sky Sport. Chatfield over to Rebecca Moores. This young Breeze side just having a great competition. Chatfield just can't finish. O'Connell, Mitchell, plays for the varsity club in Dunedin. There's Caitlin O'Connell looking for the high off the glass finish, fighting for everything. This is physical. You can see just how much it means to everyone now with a place in the top 8 on the line.
Yeah, and I thought there was a tremendous defensive position from Harbour there, but just that little push off at the end by Moores to try and get the rebound. It sends O'Connell to the line shooting 2, as that's team foul number 7 now. None of the games I've had, anyone's got up to 10. Have you had any games get up to 10 fouls?
No.
No.
I don't think we've had one in the competition, have we?
No, none that I've seen. So and between us, we should have seen pretty much all the games.
7 or 8 has been the most. O'Connell makes that.
Yeah, so the Hoiho.
The first lead for a while for the Southern Hoiho. Mackenzie Chatfield. Oh, nice find. O'Connell with the block.
Oh, there was a tremendous just spin and Pugh cutting it exactly the right time. Have a look at this here. She was past O'Connell, but when you're that tall, you can challenge the shot. Was whistled for the foul, but you'd rather have that happen than just an open layup at the rim. And Pugh, not a bad shooter herself as well. I've seen her hit a couple from behind the arc.
Oh, big bucket there from Sammy Gallagher to put the Hoiho up 15-13. Her first 2 ball that she's made of this one. That's a big block from Jen O'Connell and a big clap of the hands, and then she helps Izzy Pugh up off the ground.
I think she heard the whistle, which was the whistle to say, have a look at this here, just denying that one. The whistle was to say the ball's out of bounds. I think she thought that wasn't a foul, that was clean, and then realised, oh yeah, it is just a clean block. The referee just called out of bounds.
Oh, Caitlin O'Connell doing well against the bigger Izzy Pugh on that, but Pugh gets the final say with the 1-pointer. 1 point game, 15-4. The Hoiho in the bonus though. Gallagher unleashes another one from the corner. Well, hello Sammy G. She found her range from that corner.
It's a good time to start coming back to life.
Oh, Izzy Pugh,
from outside.
Hoiho dealing in 2s over the last possession or 2 as Mitchell drives. Caitlin O'Connell from the wing for 2. Bang! 3 in a row for the Southern Hoiho. They lead by 4, and it will be Hoiho ball.
Just 2 points away from
and they'll be feeling a bit more comfortable now. Just Gallagher, remember earlier in the game, she launched one from this corner, one from the other corner, and a little bit long both times, but she's got her eye in now, and she's hit her last 2 shots from behind the arc.
Breeze possession, sorry, I should say. It's Chatfield. To get something going for a team just inside the key. She rises up out of bounds. And it will be Breeze possession still.
2:12 to go here. They need to score, don't they? Like the way the Hoiho have been shooting. You need to score really quickly because odds are they're going to finish off and get to 21 pretty soon if you can't close the gap pretty quickly.
Chatfield.
The turnaround no good, and Jen O'Connell picks up the rebound. And it will be the Hoiho. 10 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they go for a 2 here to try and ice the game. And then possibly take it.
Sammy G just about committed an offence there, but instead she makes up for it with a 1-pointer, puts the Hoiho just 1 point away from the quarterfinals. There is Cantala Mitchell do it from deep. She can't. Jen O'Connell goes after that. She's got a couple of Breeze players with her. She takes her to Corflute, and here goes Sammy G for the win for the Hoiho, and fittingly it's Samari Gallagher who finishes it off. It was her back-to-back 2s who really pulled the Hoiho away from this spirited young Harbour Breeze side.
Well, she told you before, like, I'm pretty exhausted after game 1. We had them for the first one. They've had 2 more games, and this one probably the most important of the lot. And she looks shattered now after that, but did ice the game. I'm sure there'll be some ice baths coming up soon for the Hoiho.
And they'll be happy out of the interview, Samari Gallagher.
You need to put that in the things. If you get asked for an interview, it's not a no thank you. It's part of your contract.
And also, she's a wonderful talker, so it always amazes me when the ones who are really good at it don't want to do it. And we can head over to Sammy G, who's with Kat Jones.
5 rounds remaining of quarterfinals.
Some more hot shooting from you in the corner. I've got to say, I think 3x3 is your game. What do you reckon?
It's really a fun game, eh? I quite like the physicality, and you get away with like little bits and pieces. And that short, sharp action is, hits me. It's way better than 5-on-5.
Yeah, I reckon you have to be a scorer, but you yourself are scoring and rebounding and playing defence, so you've got to be a two-way player. What do you think moving forward into the next round? So you guys are top 8 now. What do you think you need to do to work on or to get better at to continue this run of yours?
I think we've just got to continue to build on what we've been doing, kind of staying patient in what we're working with, just looking for our outside shots, and then it's the defensive pressure that I think is the difference at the moment, and cleaning up on those boards. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations and good luck with the next match.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Sammy G. Thanks very much, Kat Jones. And that'll do us for the first session here, and playoff games all the way through from now on. We'll be back with you from 5 o'clock. Before we go, though, just some little stat chat, I think, because the wonderful communications team at Basketball Women's End have passed us some of the stats from the end of pool plays. We'll start with the women, shall we? And it's Maya Jones from the Sparks who's finished as the top scorer of the women's division in pool play. 62 points over 7 games, 8.6 per game from the year 13 student at Waimea College. Just great stuff. She just edged out Nicole Gleason, who had 57 points. And shout out to Malama Luapepe, who had 56. So